Welcome to the Noble County Fair in Caldwell, Ohio. We've got 10 races tonight for you in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. I'm Frank Froz, joined tonight by my good friend Don Tiger. Don, glad to have you along tonight. Looking for some fun. You need some audio there? Let's see. How's that, Don? There we go. All right. All right. We can hear each other. So. Sit
Glad
down.
to be here with you
I'm
today.
glad to be here too. We got
Yeah.
two Colt trots, two 2-year-old Colt paces, two 3-year-old filly paces, two 3-year-old filly trots, and two free for alls. A nice night again. Little delayed tonight. Ambulance just arrived. We had that last night. You guys had an ambulance delay. Seems like every time you and I are in Caldwell, which has been the last
4
2,
years?
3, 4
Yeah.
years, we always have one of those. So expecting that again probably at some point. No, glad to have everybody along. Last night, great night of racing. Only had 7 last night, but
Seven, but they were awesome. We had 2 or 3, 4 races, 3 across the track, so it was some great racing. We saw a future star in the making, VH Goldie. That horse is now 6 for 7 at the fairs, well on her way to the fair final. Tim Van Horn trains and owns that horse. David Young's been driving. So, yeah, we saw great racing yesterday. Mr. Squeeze, the track record holder at Zanesville, he was here in the nightcap. He had to wait a little bit and go under darkness to win the getaway feature 7th yesterday, but it was great racing, a lot of fun.
28 different trainers have horses entered tonight. Eric Nesselrode leads the way with 5. Mike Lowe with 3. So they will be busy tonight. We got 2 barns, one at the top of the backstretch and the other one around the final turn. So the horses will be coming on from both sides of the track as they enter tonight. Nice setting here. You got some beautiful trees, some hills out in the distance. The good thing is no rain in the forecast. Relatively cool weather that these horses just love. I got to see some videos today of some horses turned out in paddocks just enjoying the coolness and running around just having a great time.
Yeah, the fall is here. I said that yesterday. I hate to say it, but the end of summer, we've got high school football going. That's the signal of fall. And most people in the grandstands, except for me, because I'm one of those people that fight everything, I wear shorts and short sleeves all the way through. But Frank and some others do have long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, jeans on, so people are starting to change over. But perfect weather. I think 72 degrees right now over here. No wind. The flag is straight down, but great weather. And I will mention, too, because you were mentioning about Mike Lowe, the track record holder on the trot is a horse called Father Time. He's a co-track record holder, 2 minutes. We get to see him today.
In the
He's
free-for-all,
in.
yep.
So it's not every day you get to see a track record holder actually in at the same track racing. So I think that's pretty cool. That horse, I think, is 9 or 10 or 12 years young, something like that. But we'll bring more info when we get to that race. But
John Ingram driving the Mike Wepkenberg starting gate tonight. So out there taking his time around the track, making sure everything is good. A little dusty, as you can see on the track as the drag came around and pulled it tight. Yep. So waiting for the first horses to come out today, and
we go 5 across here. So anybody that's at home, you can always access our programs. HarnessRacingOhio.com. You can pull up our programs. We go 5 across. Anyone more than that entered will be trailing from the second tier.
Should be up right now for you to take a quick look at. 2 of the horses already out on the track, ready to get ready for this, the opener tonight, and this will be the 2-year-old Colton Geldings first division of 2, going for $6,820 total purse, $13,640. We got one of these horses vying to get into that Ohio Fair Championships. I'm a Dancing Man out of the Eric Nesselrode barn, currently sitting 11th. So tonight's going to go a long way to helping that horse get the points needed so they can move up in the standings and get to the fair finals, which will take place at Northfield Park. So waiting for our announcer tonight, Ken Terpenning.
Ken does a great job. Not a lot of nice euphemisms. He was on his game yesterday. Had a lot of great race calls. So we look forward to his calls again as well today, as he's got to call 10 of them for us. He has a lot of excitement and enthusiasm into his calls. Quick shout out too, as we have the man here, Frank, the actual Frank Frost, to do the Frank's Fair report. I have a little bit. I stopped at a place on the way in here, which I'm very familiar with in Cambridge, called Theo's, and Theo's is famous for pie. So the food choices here, we don't have an abundance of them. We do have Lori's across the street, which is a local restaurant right off of the fairgrounds. But for anybody that is over into the Cambridge area looking for food, coming to the Caldwell Fair next year, Theo's is a great place to do. Very inexpensive. I had pork chops, barbecue pork chops, mashed potatoes with chive and sour cream, and 5 pieces of pie. I didn't eat all 5 pieces. I only beat one, but the good news is I'm taking 4 of them home.
You ate one there?
One there, yeah.
And one here. So
yes.
you're only taking 3 home.
No, I had 6, actually. I counted wrong.
Wow.
So 6 pieces of pie, 2 for me, 4 for the missus. But, hey, who's counting, you know?
I think you forgot somebody.
Frank?
At home. No.
Oh, little guy. Oh, no. He's a protein guy. Chicken. We got to get him ready. And here is the post parade for race number 1.
First race, purse of $6,820, 2-year-old Colts and Geldings, first division. Pacers going to go postward here, field of 5. The driver of the 4, Derek Wadaker. Number 1 is GC's Legend. Owned and trained by Kevin Mead. Christian Myers is in the sulky. Number 2 is I'm a Dancing Man, owned by Nestle Road, Powell, Ruff, and McCourt. Eric Nestle Road trains, Brady Clemens drives. A special happy birthday to Ruth Powell. Number 3 is Jerry's Up, owned by Colin Johnson. Earl Owings is the trainer. Alex Hawk, the driver. Number 4 is Beechwood Summer, owned by Ryan Householder. Eric Nestle Road trains, Derek Wadaker drives. And rounding out the field is the 5 Terror in Pacific, owned by Gene Will, trained by Stephen Harris. Lucas Harper is your driver.
So there is the field for the first. Let's take a quicker look at these horses more in depth. The number 1 is GC's Legend. Christian Myers drives for Kevin Mead, who owns and breeds CJ's Legend. This is a bit of a legend and out of the Mach 3 mare Lightning Mach. 6 starts this year, 2 wins, a second, coming off a second-place finish at Woodsfield a week ago.
2 horse, I'm a Dancing Man. Eric Nestle Road trains. He co-owns with B. Powell, D. Ruff, and Jay McCourt. Brady Clemens has the line today. This horse is 5 for 6 lifetime in the winner's circle. The only finish where this horse didn't win was a Buckeye Stallion Series race at Northfield. Finished 4th that day, only beaten the length, individually timed 57-1. This horse scored 57-3 last time out at Woodsfield. Prior to that was a game winner at Zanesville. Currently your horse to beat with all the money coming in. Looks great on the racetrack, 1-9.
The number 3 is Jerry's Up. Alex Hawk drives for Earl Owings. Colin Johnson of Hamden, Ohio, the owner. Wayne Miller is the breeder. This was a $10,000 purchase at the Ohio Select sale. This is a lather-up colt out of Jerry's Madison. 5 starts, a 3rd-place finish. Still looking for that first win. Has been scratched, though, 2 of the last 3 because of transportation issues. That 3rd-place finish came back at Piketon back on July 26th.
4 horse, Beechwood Summa, the second part of the Eric Nestle Road uncoupled entry here. Ryan Householder owns. Make the driver Derek Wadaker. Derek Wadaker will be driving the 4 Beechwood Summa. This one a little bit less accomplished than stablemate I'm a Dancing Man, but not that much. 7-7 on the board, 2 wins, 3 seconds, 2/3. Mark a 202 at Piketon. Last time out finished 3rd. Prior to that at Rock Springs was 2nd. I mean, this horse has been very steady and very solid, and easily, I think he's your 2nd or 3rd choice as the tote board went down. But this one has a nice chance of running underneath.
The number 5 is Terror in Pacific. Lucas Harper drives for Steve Harris, owned by Gene Will of Fredericksburg, Ohio, is also the breeder. This is a Western Terror out of the He's Gorgeous mare, Gorgeous Pacific. 8 starts, 2 seconds, a 3rd, earnings of over $4,200. And coming off a 3rd-place finish, has hit the board in 3 of the last 5. Those 2nd-place finishes were at Athens and Piketon.
And there's your field of 5.
So we are getting set to go. So from the rail out, it's GC's Legend, I'm a Dancing Man, Jerry's Up, Beechwood Suma, Terror in Pacific. The Wepkenburg starting gate is rolling. Let's send it up to our announcer today, Ken Terpenning.
Field of 5. Pacers here for race 1 are at the head of the stretch. Gates picking up speed, and here they come. Slow start for the 3. Jerry's Up. They're off. From the inside, GC's Legend's going to try for the lead along with Beechwood Summer. And back on the inside in 3rd is I'm a Dancing Man. We come back to a 4th, Terror in the Pacific. And about 10 lengths back to last. Jerry's Up after that slow beginning trails the field. They motor up the back stretch on the engine. It is GC's Legend and Christian Myers showing the way. Settling into the pocket, Derek Wadaker and Beechwood Summer. Back in 3rd is I'm a Dancing Man. 4 lengths back in 4th. 2 Terror in Pacific. Jerry's Up trails 28-4. Snappy opening quarter here in race 1. For number 1, GC's Legend, who shows the way by 1.5 lengths. Beechwood Summer is in 2nd. I'm a Dancing Man. Then we come back to Terror in Pacific. And Jerry's Up still trying to catch the field. They come in front of the stands the first time and approach the half. GC's Legend with the lead by 1.5 lengths. On the inside, Beechwood Summer. 3rd is I'm a Dancing Man. Half is on the board, 58-4. Back in 4th, we have Terror in Pacific, and still trailing is Jerry's Up. As they motor to the back stretch there, it's GC's Legend with the lead. Sitting in the pocket, Beechwood Summer. Tipping to the outside now. Here comes I'm a Dancing Man. And I'm a Dancing Man moves into 2nd and is going to challenge for the lead. Back 3rd, Beechwood Summer. In 4th, Terror in Pacific. And Jerry's Up, can see them all. 129 flat to 3/4 as they turn for home. GC's Legend on the lead. I'm a Dancing Man on the outside, 2nd and challenging. As they come through the stretch, it's GC's Legend, been there every call so far, and GC's Legend, Christian Myers, gets the opening victory here in race 1. I'm a Dancing Man finished 2nd, 3rd to Terror in Pacific, and Beechwood Summer, final time of the mile, 1:58 flat.
1:58 flat, back quarter of 30 seconds. Bit of an upset. Number 1, GC's Legend. Christian Myers took him to the lead, never looked back. 2nd, I'm a Dancing Man. And 3rd, Terror in Pacific.
Yeah, great horse race. Kevin Mead, major props. He owns and trains this one. This horse earlier on the career had a little bit of braking problems. Once he got those figured out about 3 starts ago, this horse has been stellar. Nice big win at Zanesville, won by 3 that day. 8-1 upsetter, went right down the road. I was there that day, and followed that up with a great 2nd place finish against I'm a Dancing Man last time out. And this horse really came on, was sitting 3rd and close to only lose by a neck. Used the coveted rail position, though, to seize the racetrack today. Made sure they seated Dancing Man out of the gate. And well rated by Christian Myers today. This horse was no doubt, didn't just win, won convincingly. Nice game effort by I'm a Dancing Man, gave it everything he could. Just kind of got out tripped there. And rounding out, Terror in Pacific ran 3rd, 125 unofficial.
Top 2 were in different divisions at Zanesville, but then they squared off at Woodsfield with I'm a Dancing Man coming away. A week later, they show up here at Caldwell, and it's GC's Legend getting it done. And waiting now for the winner to make its way back around. Like that, Christian took the horse to the top of the stretch. Waited till the golf cart came around. Now he'll start heading back this way. Brad Conrad taking our pictures today. Brad was worried about the slickness of the track right about where he's taking his pictures, and he said, if I fall down, make sure, you don't have the camera on me. So Brad being very careful out there.
Official winner of race 1, first division of the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings Pace, GC's Legend. 2-year-old bay gelding by Bit of a Legend out of the Mach 3 mare Lightning Mach. Owned and trained from Nelsonville, Ohio by Kevin Mead. Christian Myers gets the winning drive. 7th career start, 3rd career victory, 3rd win of the year. Taking the mile today in 1:58 flat. That's a new lifetime mark.
And if you're wondering, our track record for the 2-year-olds, or the all-age pace is the one we've got, is Hillbilly Payson Hill. Charles Myers, the trainer. Lucas Myers, 156 and 2. So just
Couple
2
ticks
seconds
off for
yep.
a 2-year-old. That's pretty good. Pretty impressive.
So the first one is in the books. Again, our winner, the number 1, GC's Legend. Number 2, I'm a Dancing Man, finished second. We'll get the official rundown here from Ken Terpenning. Want to say hi to everybody who's joined us tonight from all over. Glad to have people checking in from Georgia, Florida, Ohio, Nevada. So we've got people from all over checking in, and glad to have you along tonight as we race here from Caldwell. And we also have racing tonight taking place over in Van Wert as well. They will be picking up soon. So we will get ready for race number 2, already calling them to the track. So the rundown is the number 1, GC's Legend was first. I'm a Dancing Man second. Jerry's Up was 5. Beechwood Suma 4. Terror and Pacific was third. 1, 2, 5, 4. 3 on the bottom. Time of the mile, 1:58 for your winner, GC's Legend. We take a break, and when we come back, the first of 2 divisions for the 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Trotters when we return to Noble County in Caldwell.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
They're often racing in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. Catch the excitement of Ohio harness racing at one of the county fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. For over 150 years, people have gathered at county fairs to cheer on their favorite racehorses. Keep the tradition alive. Visit one of the 10 fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit this summer. Horses, racing, and winning. It's the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. 10 great fairs in southeastern Ohio. County Fair in Caldwell, Ohio, just off of I-77, south of I-70 on the eastern part of the state. Frank Froz along with Don Tiger bringing you the action of 10 races tonight as we hopefully get through this without any delays. They had one last night. The ambulance had to leave and come back, and that seems to be a tradition here at Caldwell. But
Yes.
the new lights are already on. They've got new lights that they put up last year, I believe, and the lights are already on, illuminating the track and the front stretch. So.
Yeah, we had no problems last night either because we raced the last race in dark, and it seemed to cover the track very well, so very pleased.
So 4-horse field. One is out so far, waiting for the other 3 to make their way out to the track. So we've got today was a big day of today was a big day in Ohio for harness racing. You know, we started it off earlier today with racing at Richwood. We had a doubleheader at Richwood today. They started this morning at 11 a.m. You know, we also had a 3 o'clock card at Richwood. We have a 6 o'clock card going on here. We also had an 11 a.m. card at Mount Gilead. Stephen did the double dipper, started it off over at Mount Gilead, finished up there, races over here for Caldwell. And then we have Van Wert taking place tonight, 6:30 post time. They'll be getting ready to go shortly. And then we also had the Blooded Horse Sale was going on over at the Champion Centers over in Springfield. So over there for a bit today. A lot of the young yearlings heading to different homes today. They woke up in one barn this morning and will be going to bed in another one tonight for many of those.
Well, it's where dreams begin at horse sales.
Yep.
And, we've got the Ohio Select Sale coming up, too.
That is on the 12th.
Okay, I know
show,
it's
the 12th is
the Thursday, the show, and the Friday is the
show is Thursday. Yeah. I think it starts at 10.
Okay.
They will have food there for anybody down there to take a look at there. They're going to have some food available for prospective buyers, and then the sale will be on Friday. And then, believe it or not, 2 days later, 5 days in Delaware begins. Can't believe that's right around the corner already.
Yeah, it's here. Once we get into the end of August, beginning of September, we're winding down, but that's our championship week over there for Jug Week. And I know the OHHA and Frank, you, Susan, just about everybody is there pretty much 24/7. So we appreciate your coverage and everything for that. I know the fans love it.
That's the one good thing. I'm fortunate I only live about 25 minutes away from the track. But, the good thing is, Brad Conrad's got his camper there that if I ever had to spend the night, I could just crash right there and, or find a bed at Jay Wolf's house. He lives in Delaware.
Yeah, you've got resources.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
I
don't have to drive home if I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Horses coming out on the track for the second race tonight here in Caldwell. Nice night.
Perfect night. 70 degrees, no wind. It's cloudy. It is overcast tonight, but we got no precipitation. But it's just a very comfortable night to be out here for sure.
Right now, the only issue is the
tote board.
Mutual Company. They can't get the tote board going. They had it working earlier, but now it looks like.
And I love the tote board. Okay, so I have to tell you, as a fan, I'm a fan first. You always know that from our past discussions, but. Races are just a little bit more fun when you bet $2 on it. This gentleman right here yesterday, I met him up at the tote, and I helped him make a first race wager.
Did it win?
It did. Here's the interesting thing about it. He played a $2 straight trifecta. He only had the winner. But they played one all. So I explained to him. He actually tossed his ticket, and I said, no. You won. You just I get another reprieve. So he did get a reprieve.
There you go.
And but it's a lot of fun. We've got a good 125 people here today.
Not a bad
nice crowd.
Here,
and the wagering line, we're always 5 or 6 deep. It's right behind the grandstand. Very convenient. So if you're still close and you want to come by here today, we still got 9 races to go. Fun place to be, fun place to bet. And you get to listen to 2 experts talk about racing all night. So we might even give away. We might even give a couple overlays out like we did yesterday. So you never know.
Let's go up to Ken Terpenning for the post parade for the second.
Second race, Trotters, a purse of $6,520, sponsored by Chandler's Funeral Home and Cremation. 2-year-old colts and geldings, first division. Like the driver of the 4 here, What a Party, Carson Conrad. Number 1, Whistle on the Wind, owned by Richard Owings. Earl Owings trains, Alex Hawk in the bike. The 2 is Dreams Cost Money, owned by Wadaker Racing. Eric Nesselrode trains, Brady Clemens gets the call. Number 3, Betty Jean's Pride, owned and trained by David Miller. Derek Wadaker is in the sulky. And number 4, What a Party, by Brandy Duncan and Luke Hanners. Alicia Hanners trains. Carson Conrad gets the call.
So there is the field for the second. Let's take a closer look at these horses. The number 1 is Whistle on the Wind. Alex Hawk drives for Earl Owings. Richard Owings of MacArthur, Ohio is the owner. This was bred by Crawford Farms in New York. This is a 2-year-old gelding by What the Hill out of the Cantab Hall mare. Can Frisco has hit the board this year in 7 out of 8. 3 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, earnings of $14,553. Was a winner last time out at Woodsfield and 2 back at Zanesville, a $25,000 purchase at the Ohio Select Sale that we were just talking about.
Speaking of Ohio Select Sales, what do you have when you buy a horse? You're buying a dream. Number 2, dreams cost money. So there you go. Dreams cost money. Eric Nesselrode trains. Wadaker Racing owns this one. They also Lionel bred this one. Brady Clemens has the line today. 1 for 7 on the season, but does have a second place finish as well. 2-7 on the board. Took a mark 2 back at Rock Springs. 2-12. Won by open lengths that day. 19 lengths. Just obliterated that field of 5. Last time out made an untimely break. Still managed to salvage 4th. Get a nice check. This one has made some breaks in the past, but when minds his manners, it's very good.
The number 3 is Betty Jean's Pride. Derek Wadaker drives for David Miller, who also owns Betty Jean's Pride. This is a full count out of the SJ's photo mare, Betty Jean. 6 starts on the year. Only time it has hit the board was a 3rd place finish, 2 back at Rock Springs. That was despite making a break before the start and a break at the quarter pole. So has shown a couple of breaks, but seems to be getting in line now.
4-horse, What a Party for your TBA in your program. Make the driver Carson Conrad. Carson Conrad will drive the 4, What a Party. Alicia Hanners conditions this horse for son Luke Hanners and Brandy Duncan. 0 for 7 on the season with a 3rd place finish. Has shown breaks in 4 of the 6 charted lines here. When has stayed flat, both efforts were 4th place finishes. So another horse just needs to mind his manners here. And we don't have a tote board to see his updated odds, but there's your field of 4.
Well, and that's what we talk about a lot at these, fair races, these 2-year-old trotters. Sometimes better to be just minding your manners and staying flat than, worrying about the speed, because you take a look at this, every one of the horses, one of their charted lines has at least 1 break in it. The number 1, Whistle on the Wind, that was the morning line 2-1 favorite, currently 11th in the points battle. This will go a long way to hopefully getting that horse up the ladder and being ready for the Fair Championships, which will be raced at MGM Northfield Park on October 11th.
Yeah, there's an adage goes, especially for people, this is our season where we're starting to have these sales, and as you go to look to purchase a horse with a trotter, I mean, you look at pedigrees, and when you start training them down, if you get a trotter that can leave the gate and stay flat, you can make a lot of money. So
speaking of flat, the number 2, Dreams Cost Money, had to leave the track, or the number 1, Whistle on the Wind, had to leave the track for a new race bike. Might have been a flat tire, but Alex Hawk now back on the track. And we will get ready to go. The other 3 are on the back stretch. They are ready. And once Alex Hawk makes his way past the starting gate, the gate will probably start rolling, and we will be getting ready to go with our second race on the night of 10 here from Caldwell, Ohio.
it appears, too, we've worked a couple times to try to get the tote board to work. We will have a blind, but we still have wagering here, just so you know. We'll be announcing the payoffs. Ken will be.
So the starting gate has started to roll. From the gate out, the number 1, Whistle on the Wind, and Alex Hawk. The number 2, Dreams Cost Money, Brady Clemens. The number 3, Betty Jean's Pride, Derek Wadaker. And the number 4, What a Party, and Carson Conrad. So the starting gate is rolling. Let's send it up to Ken Terpenning for the call of the second.
Field of 4, a quartet of trotters here for race 2. At the head of the stretch, they're picking up speed, and here they come. They're off off and trotting, all behaving well. Betty Jean's Pride, Dreams Cost Money, Whistle on the Wind, trying to protect that pole position, and Whistle on the Wind goes off stride. Whistle on the Wind made a break, taking over the lead. Dreams Cost Money back in second. Now going off stride is Betty Jean's Pride. Betty Jean's Pride has made a break, back on stride now, and taking over second is Whistle on the Wind. Back in third is What a Party. And gathering himself back up here is Betty Jean's Pride in fourth. They went by that opening quarter, and it's Dreams Cost Money in 30 and 4 to that quarter time. On to lead by about 10 lengths. Back in second is Whistle on the Wind, another 10 lengths back in third. So What a Party, and Betty Jean's Pride is fourth. As they straighten up here in front of the grandstands, on the lead, Dreams Cost Money by a good 10 lengths. Whistle on the Wind in second. Third is What a Party. Trying to catch that one is Betty Jean's Pride. They went to that half-mile station in 1:01:1. Brady Clemens is on sail here. He's got Dreams Cost Money setting sail still with about a 7-length lead now. That lead is narrowing a bit as Whistle on the Wind is beginning to cut into that margin in second. About 12 lengths back in third to What a Party, and about 5 back in last to Betty Jean's Pride as they motor past 3 quarters. Dreams Cost Money got a breather there in the second quarter and is now with the lead by 7 once again, 3 quarters in 1, 32 and 3. Whistle on the Wind trying to zero in on that one from second, and the entire baseball diamond back to third and fourth. What a Party and Betty Jean's Pride as they come to the stretch. Dreams Cost Money, Brady Clemens, he's never had an easier lead, and he's going to win this one coast to coast. Dreams Cost Money in front. Whistle on the Wind second. What a Party is going to hang on to third, and Betty Jean's Pride fourth. Time of the mile, 2:04 and 3.
First winner for Brady Clemens here at Caldwell. Did not have one last night. Finally picks up his first win driving for Eric Nesselrode. Dreams Cost Money. Second win in 8 starts for the son of Ready for Money. Second, Whistle on the Wind with Alex Hawk. What a Party was third, and Derek Wadaker's Betty Jean's Pride finished in fourth. Did not get the final time, did you?
2:04 and 3.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. 2:04 and 3. Interesting race because we had showed different horses in here that had showed not minding their manners, and one of the horses who had some braking problems in the past was Dreams Cost Money, but he was the only one that behaved in there. He stayed flat and went right to the lead, and basically it was see you later from there. A nice Whistle on the Wind. Alex Hawk got this one back down trotting and saved a nice second-place finish, and What a Party rounds out the trifecta 2:14. But nice effort by Dreams Cost Money. Nice time today, too. Cut the own mile 2:04 and change here. That's a pretty nice effort for Caldwell, and won ever so easily by minding his manners.
So waiting for your winner to make his way back around, but I don't even. So there he is on the backstretch. I didn't know where he disappeared to.
I don't even see a cart coming yet.
Yeah, I don't either.
So he might be doing a drive-by photo. Oh, we got a guy come across the infield. I'm
go.
sure we've got some connections here, which is great. So
It's funny you talked about coming across the infield. The Caldwell High School used to play their football games here. They now have a new stadium and no longer playing here at the fairgrounds.
yeah, the Caldwell Redskins have moved slightly, so we just have our harness racing just for us now at this venue.
Dreams Cost Money, 2-year-old bay gelding by Ready for Money. Out of the crazed mare, It's Me Rayleigh, owned by Wadaker Racing of Zanesville, Ohio. Eric Nesselrode trains. Brady Clemens, the winning driver. 8th career start, 2nd career victory, 2nd win on the season. Taking the mile in 2:04 and 3. A new lifetime mark.
Old lifetime mark was 2:12 down at The Rock.
Beat it by a couple lengths.
Just a second or two, yeah.
Yeah.
Race 2, Whistle on the Wind 2nd. Dreams Cost Money 1st. Betty Jean's Pride 4th. What a Party 3rd. So checking top down, 2-1-4-3. 204 and 3, new lifetime mark for the winner.
So there you have it. Dreams Cost Money comes home with the win. Second win has now hit the board in 3 of the last 4 and 2 out of the last 3 in the winner's circle. So two races now in the books. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have 3-year-old filly pacers going behind the gate.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
Have you heard about Bob? It's the Buckeye Owner Bonus, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association's new incentive program. The program is for people who purchase yearlings or retain their homebreds out of mares registered and eligible for the OHHA's Breeders' Award program at the upcoming 2025 sales. The total bonus will be 1/2 the amount designated for that year's Breeders' Award program. For more information about the Buckeye Owner Bonus, visit OHHA.com or call 614-221-3650.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Welcome back to the Noble County Fairgrounds in Caldwell, Ohio, as we get set for the third race. They've called them out to the track. This will be the first division of 2 for 3-year-old filly pacers, going for a purse of $6,558. Frank Froz along with Don Tiger here from Eastern Ohio. Glad to have everybody along who's taking time out of their evening to enjoy racing. Hopefully you've got the 2 screens up, one here at Caldwell and one watching at Van Wert. The way we're getting into this end of the year, you need more than one screen. You need the one that you can put 4 of them up on the TV if you can.
Technology allows that too, so there's nothing wrong with that. One driver change here too. Your TBD on Trunk Bay Hanover is Derek Wadaker. Derek Wadaker will be driving the 2 Trunk Bay Hanover. We got 6 signed on here. They go 5 across here at Caldwell. The 6 Sunshine player will be looking them over from the second tier.
Had a chance to talk to Tim Van Horn tonight when I was down in the barns before we started. VH Dancer had a great year last year, earned over $28,000 with 17 wins in 17 starts. Has a couple of wins this year, but unable to draw well. A 4 last time, 5th this race, 6 from the second tier. So hoping for a little better draw moving forward, but we'll have its work cut out for him today.
Speaking of Mr. Van Horn, last year we had the go-kart derby
we did?
where VH Dancer and a couple of others horses. Is he having that again this year?
I don't believe so.
That's
I
a
haven't heard.
shame. I feel bad for the grandkids.
Wow.
I'm going to have a talk with them because they
A
have a
second
horse
go-kart?
that's 6 for 7.
A second go-kart?
Why not?
Well, there are 3 of the grandsons.
There
I
you
think there are
go.
3, so yeah, maybe
I mean, there
they
is
do.
that thing we teach our kids to share and share
Yep.
alike, but why not? When you're having that kind of success and you have VH Goldie who wins every week, come on,
There you
Timmy.
go.
In fact, I'm going to go out on the air and say this right now. Mr. Van Horn, if you're listening, or the family, you get another go-kart for those young men. VH Goldie has earned it. Don't you think, Stephen? He was here with me. The horse won easy. I mean,
I think you might be right.
Mr. Van Horn, I'm calling you out. You better get another go-kart for those grandkids. Next year, if things are a little tighter, okay, I see it. But you're having a great year. Congrats, my friend. I love to see him with his cowboy hat in the winter circle.
These grandsons are going to get to driving age, and it's going to be cars. That's going to be cars for wins coming up in the future.
VH Gold, he better keep going then. That's all I can say. And he's a great trainer, and I always love that smile. He's a smile from here to California.
Gosh, yep.
He's a happy guy. I love to see Tim come over in the winter circle.
President of the Southern Valley Colt Stakes, so he's down here, the Colt Circuit, so he is down here and taking care of that. But no, last year was able to get the go-kart for the grandkids, and this year, I don't know, maybe they're getting a second one, but like you said, they should, the way VH Goldie's been racing.
Absolutely. He's got extra money. That's what I'm telling you right now. He's got extra disposable income, so keep putting it into the system. That's the American way.
I don't know, man. Mrs. Van Horn may be wanting some of that money for herself, though.
I'll throw it out on a limb. She deserves a necklace or something, or maybe like some earrings. Come on. When you're making that kind of money with this VH Goldie, come on. It's only fair.
Tim, he's spending your money. That's all I can say. He's spending your money.
I apologize, Tim, but you're just doing too good, my friend. You're doing excellent, and I'm very happy for you and your stable. But let's spread the wealth a little. I think they've given up on the tote board.
I think they have.
I saw the gentleman walk back and forth a couple times, and the last time he did, he shook his head from left to right.
Yeah,
that's not good.
No, that's not.
That means
never
game's
good.
over. Yeah, whatever button we keep hitting on there is not working.
And the worst part about it is that gate down there is locked. So he had to climb over the fence to get down there, and then there's a little slope at the bottom there, so you've got to contend with that to get there. You can't see it, but that's where Brad Conrad hangs out behind the tote board. He's back there hanging out instead of being up here and then walking back and forth. He just comes across the infield as he gets set to go. Waiting on a couple more. Derek Wadaker is out with Trunk Bay Hanover. See him out on the track, the number 4. Lucas Myers has Fear the Cruise out. I think we're waiting on Brady Clemens and Sunshine Player, I think, is who we are waiting on to come out.
Speaking of Mr. Van Horn's entry right here coming into your TV view. That's his VH Dancer. David Young to drive. Horse looks very nice on the racetrack. Very well meant in here as well.
Yeah, they did mention that, you're a big fan of David.
Massive fan of David, and I think what you might not know this. I don't know how much you've heard on the air because I have a very good relationship with David. David's on his own now. He does not work for Steve Carter anymore, so he took the leap of faith where he's got his own stable. He's got some stalls at Circleville. He's starting to train horses, but he made a nice connection with Tim Van Horn, and he's driving him, and he's driving both of those horses. And it's nice to see because David's really put his time in. I mean, he's 40 years old, 40 years young, let me say, and no pun intended.
42. He'll take the extra 2. But it's always good to see these guys that work for a successful trainer then take that, as you said, the leap of faith. They've learned an awful lot, but there comes that point when you say, "Hey, I can do this on my own," and he's now decided that's what he wants to do, and so he's taken that big step.
And David was a guy that didn't get a lot of drives, and even when he was driving 5 years ago in some qualifiers, I would be critical or I would talk to him about it. But then last year he really took off. Steve gave him a great opportunity. He drove at the fairs. I think he was one of the top 2 or 3 drivers at the fairs last year, statistically, wasn't he?
Yep, and right now a 389 driver rating, which
phenomenal.
Isn't too bad. Yep. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's like a batting average in baseball. So 389, not too shabby.
Not too bad at all. Nope. Yeah, he's done a great job, and I'm very happy for him, and I appreciate the opportunity Tim Van Horn's given him, too. He's been very loyal to David and vice versa. But it's nice to see these young guys make an impact on the sport. Alex Hawk, Justin Irvine, Drew Neal. A lot of these fair drivers, Frank, they're going to be graduating to the big circuit here before you know it, and they're going to be regulars at Scioto, Northfield, places like that.
5 of the 6 are out. Looks like we're waiting on the number 1 now, Fearless Lizzie.
She's over there, I believe.
So
I think we got
that gives all 6 now. So
yeah.
Now we'll just get them in order for the post parade. And this will be the 3-year-old filly pace, the first of 2 divisions. That young man won a nice looking snake.
That is a really cool snake. We've got a
What is
nice
the
snake
snake?
in here that's probably won at one of the stands, I'm guessing.
Probably cost him $30 or more by the time. But then again, you know, maybe he was one of those lucky ones, first time out, able to win it. So here they come for the post break. Let's send it up to Ken Terpenning.
Third race, 3-year-old fillies, first division, Pacers, $6,558 purse. Number 1 is Fearless Lizzie, owned by Sword and 6. Larry 6 trains. Christian Myers gets the drive. Number 2 is Trunk Bay Hanover, owned by Hanners Racing. Alicia Hanners trains. Derek Wadaker is up. Number 3, Racing Like a Star, owned by Fout Racing. Also Friedland SCP Stable and Holton, trained by Ryan Holton. Carson Conrad is up. Number 4 is Fear the Cruise, owned by Charles Myers, who does the training. Lucas Myers in the bike. Number 5, VH Dancer, owned and trained by Tim Horn. David Young II gets the call. And number 6 is Sunshine Player, owned by Susan Offenberger, trained by Eric Nesselrode. Brady Clemens is in the sulky.
So here are the 6 for the third race. The number 1, Fearless Lizzie. Christian Myers drives for Larry 6. This is a filly by Fear the Dragon out of the Western Ideal mare Elizabeth Spencer. Melissa Sword of Washington Courthouse and Larry 6 of Washington Courthouse are the owners. An $8,000 purchase at the Ohio Select Sale. 8 starts this year. A win, a second, and a third. Lifetime earnings of $9,712. Has 1 win on the card. That came back at Wilmington.
2-horse Trunk Bay Hanover make the driver Derek Wadaker. Derek Wadaker will drive for Alicia Hanners and Hanners Racing. This horse is a nice, beautiful-looking, gorgeous filly on the track. They paid $25,000 for her at the Harrisburg sale. Looks every bit the part. She's got 3 wins, 3 seconds, 3 thirds, 9 of 10 on the board. A mark of 53 and a piece at Hoosier Park earlier this season. $23,000 in earning. Good second last time out at Woodsfield. Really battled Maddie's Delight right to the wire. And we don't have a tote board, but I would venture she's either the first or second choice in there.
The number 3 is Racing Like a Star. Carson Conrad drives for Ryan Holton. This is a Racing Hill out of Joe's Miss Daisy. Jeff Fout Racing, A. Friedland, SCP Stable, and Holly Holton of Grove City are the owners. 13 starts this year, 5 wins, 4 seconds, 2 thirds, earnings of just under $34,000. This was a $45,000 purchase at the Ohio Select Sale. Really coming into its own as a 3-year-old. Has hit the board in 9 straights. Last time out with broken equipment, finished 3rd in the Buckeye Stallion Series. A win, 2 back at Zanesville.
4-horse Fear the Cruise. Charlie Myers trains and owns. Son Lucas Myers has the lines today. This is a lightly raced horse, only making her second start, this filly's second start, so they brought her along slowly. Last time out, she raced in a maiden race over at the Meadows, finished 6th that day, but did individually time 57.3. Charlie is an excellent conditioner, really brings his horses along slowly, so this one's going to move forward in this race.
The number 5 is VH Dancer. We talked about this horse. David Young drives, Tim Van Horn, the trainer. 10 starts, 2 wins, a second and 5 thirds. Has hit the board in 7 straight. Was a winner 4 back at Athens.
6 Sunshine Player, Eric Nesselrode trains. Susan Offenberg owns. Brady Clemens has lines. 0 for 20 on the season, but does draw the coveted second tier. Should follow the 1 or 2 out of there and look to get a chunk. With that, we'll send it up for the call to Ken Terpenning.
Field of 6 at the head of the stretch. The gate is picking up speed for race 3. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Several levers in here. Trunk Bay Hanover racing like a star from the inside. Fearless Lizzie trying to protect that inside advantage. Fearless Lizzie, Trunk Bay Hanover now takes over. Fearless Lizzie back to second. On the outside, looking for a friend in third is Racing Like a Star. Getting away in fourth from the second tier, Sunshine Player. Off stride at the back of the pack went Fear the Cruise. In fifth is VH Dancer. Now back pacing at the back of the pack, Fear the Cruise. A motor past that opening quarter on the outside, challenging, racing like a star. 29 seconds flat. Racing like a star takes over now by a length. Going along in second is Trunk Bay Hanover, and third is Fearless Lizzie. They straighten up off that turn, and they come here in front of the stands for the first time. Racing like a star on top of Trunk Bay Hanover. Fearless Lizzie third, fourth is Sunshine Player, fifth is VH Dancer, and way back to last is Fear the Cruise. They went by that half in 59-1. On the lead, racing like a star, showing the way by a length. Looking to the outside from second is Trunk Bay Hanover. Looking also to the outside from third is Fearless Lizzie. Everybody's waiting for somebody to make a move, and there goes Derek Wadaker. He pops the pocket with Trunk Bay Hanover, and Trunk Bay Hanover pounces on Racing Like a Star to take the lead. Past three quarters, Racing Like a Star back to second. Third is Fearless Lizzie, 129 3 to 3/4. On the inside there is Sunshine Player. And then on the outside, VH Dancer as they turn for home. It's Trunk Bay Hanover with the lead. Trunk Bay Hanover, Derek Wadaker can see the finish line from here. He's got the lead by 2. It's all Trunk Bay Hanover to get up for the victory. Second was Racing Like a Star. Third to VH Dancer. Time of the mile, 1:59-3. Giddy up.
32nd final quarter for your winner, number 2, Trunk Bay Hanover. Derek Wadaker made the move on the backstretch, went to the lead, and never looked back. Finishing second was Racing Like a Star, and closing hard to get up for third was VH Dancer.
Nice race, a lot of action, a lot of fun. Fearless Lizzie tried to control the race in the beginning. Trunk Bay Hanover eventually overcame that one, took the lead, and Carson Conrad didn't let that one sleep at all. Racing Like a Star ranged up, and I think for a minute Derek was thinking of not turning that one loose, but he did. They were zipping pretty good, and right in front of the grandstands here, it looked like Derek was going to come out. He kind of waited, and up the backside he could wait no longer, pulled. And nice battle. Those horses both locked up, but once Derek cleared, it was smooth sailing from there. Nice battle for second. VH Dancer, David Young, way on the outside, ended up coming up and just missing second, but settled for a game third. All three of those horses raced real good today. 2-3-5 unofficial.
Fourth win of the year for Trunk Bay Hanover. Here come the connections. Trained by Alicia Hanners, owned by Hanners Racing. $25,000 purchase at the Harrisburg sale.
Winner of race 3, Trunk Bay Hanover, 3-year-old bay filly down by the seaside. Out of the well-said mare, Take That Hanover, by Hanners Racing of New Holland, Ohio. Alicia Hanners trains. Derek Wadaker in the house, getting the victory here today aboard Trunk Bay Hanover. 11th start of the season, 15th career start, 4th win of the year, 5th of her career. Taking the mile in 1:59-3.
Victory. Rundown from the race. Your winner, Trunk Bay Hanover. Second went to Racing Like a Star. Third to VH Dancer. From the top down, Fearless Lizzie 5. Trunk Bay Hanover 1. Racing Like a Star 2. Fear the Cruise 6. There we go.
360, 210, 540 to show. 540 to show. Number 5, $2.60. $2 exacta 2-3, $5.40. $2 trifecta 2-3-5, returning $10.20.
The rest of the rundown, Racing Like a Star 2, Fear the Cruise 6, VH Dancer 3, Sunshine Player 4, 5-1-2-6-3-4 on the bottom, 29 for the first quarter, 59-1 for the half, 129-3 for 3, Final time 1:59 and 3. So there is your rundown for the third race. As we are cruising through, let's take a look at that fourth race coming up. It'll be 3-year-old filly trotters going for $6,355 when we return to the Noble County Fair in Caldwell, Ohio.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio harness racing. Please consider a donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at ohha.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
Who feeds your need for new ideas for your family's best farm future? Ohio Farm Bureau. We work with our members to shape ag policy that will positively impact our industry. Farm Bureau is advancing business solutions to give you a competitive advantage. We help you gather information to stay ahead of important topics and technologies. Plus, Ohio Farm Bureau creates opportunities for growth. Ohio Farm Bureau, feeding your need for new ideas.
Welcome back to Caldwell, Ohio. We get set for our fourth race on the card, and the dust starting to kick up a little bit. They said last night that the water truck, when it came out, got a standing ovation.
It did, yes. You don't always see that, you know. They did it. It was we had the sun was beating on us yesterday, so I think we had a little bit more.
You know, it's kind of lonely. Take a look if you can get a shot
Derek
at our Derek Wadaker walking with his bike after winning the last race. He doesn't even get the golf cart to take him to the barn for his next drive, so he's got to walk and pull the bike all the way down. How soon they forget he was a winner here. So
does have at least 2 more drives on the card, so.
See Case Bateson coming up in this race for the first time tonight. He's got 2 or 3 drives. I had the chance to talk to Case earlier today, and he's got 3 drives here. I said, were you here last night? He goes, no. I said, but you were down at the Rock, weren't you? He goes, yeah. I said, what'd you think of that? He goes, well, I won one of the races down there, and I think that's good enough for me.
Good for him. Yeah, for those that don't know the Rock is a little tricky place to drive because you go into the first turn and it's an abrupt left turn. So it's a little different circumference. We have these fair tracks are neat because we do have different circumferences. Sometimes they start into the turn, shorter stretches, longer stretches, but I know the Rock is a little different.
Yeah, that's what he was saying about that stretch. He said, he made the turn and he's coming home and it was like, wow, I'm nowhere near the finish line. It's way up there, and it is. It's got a stretch almost like a mile track. It's so long. So
yeah.
4 are out, waiting on 1 more for this. The number 2 horse in here, the Jeff Kirkbride entry, IB Cream, sitting right now at number 8 in the Ohio Fair Championship standings. The top 8 in the standings will head to Northfield Park for the Ohio Fair Championships in October. If you want to know what the standings look like and where your favorite horses are sitting, go to OHHA.com, the racing tab over to the right, and then you'll go to the page and you'll see the nominations and standings. Make sure you change it at the bottom to standings. Put in the division you want. And if you want to see all the standings, just hit enter and they will pop up. Or if you have a particular horse you want to look up, put the name in there, and then you'll be able to find out how that horse is doing in the standings for the Ohio Sire Stakes, also for the Buckeye Stallion Series and the Ohio Fair Championships as well. A couple of horses still out warming up, getting ready for their race, which will come up a little later. Getting ready for the post parade for this. Tomorrow, more racing on hand, and we'll tell you about that after the post parade for the 4th.
Fourth race is Southern Valley Colt Circuit 3-year-old fillies, first division trotters, purse of $6,355. Number 1 is Briona's Favorite. Owned by Freed, Mims and Freed. Karen Freed trains. Case Bateson and the Sulky. 2 is I.B. Cream, owned by Kirkbride, Spencer and Vigneron. Jeff Kirkbride trains. Brady Clemens gets the call. Number 3, Flirtini, owned by Melrose Stable. John Ryan Melsheimer trains and drives. The 4, What a Start, owned by Norris, Zemer, and Morgan. David Morgan trains. Bill Long gets the call. And number 5, JB Flex, owned in partnership by Roy and Joan Burns. Roy Burns trains and drives.
So let's take a look at the field. The number 1, Brianna's Favorite. Case Bateson drives for Karen Freed, who also owns, along with James Min and Jan Freed. This is a Marseille out of the Swan for All mare. Powerful Swan. Did not race as a 2-year-old this year. 9 starts, still looking for that first win. Does have 3 seconds and a third. Finished second last week at Woodsfield, and the time before that finished third. Had the rail at Woodsfield, so familiar with the rail.
2-horse, I.B. Cream. Jeff Kirkbride trains, co-owns with L. Spencer and Charles Vigeron. Brady Clemens has the lines today. This is the most accomplished runner in the field. 11 lifetime wins in 29 starts, 23,000 made this year, 30K made last year, 5 wins this year, 6 wins last year. Just a consummate professional here. Does draw the coveted inside post here on a 2-race win streak, and this one will look like it'll be very hard to be denied.
The number 3 is Flirtini. John Ryan Melsheimer drives and trains, owned by Melrose Stable. They are also the breeders. This is a What the Hill out of the mare She Likes to Dance. 4 starts this year, a second-place finish. Last year, 5 starts. Still looking for that first victory, but has had problems breaking. Has had breaks in the last 2 races, and hopefully going to try to stay flat today and get that first win.
4-horse, What a Start. David Morgan trains. This horse is leased by Norris, Zerner, and Greg Morgan. Bill Long Jr. in the sulky. I love to see Bill Long Jr. drive. He's been one of those guys who's been in the business as long as I can remember. This horse is 0 for 17, but don't sell this one too short. 13 second or third place finishes. Comes in here on a 2 straight third place efforts. Another horse very well met here.
And the number 5 is JB Flex. Roy Burns drives, trains, and owns with his wife, Joan. This is a Flex the Muscle out of the DeJambro mare Touch of Bling. 7 starts this year, 2 wins, a second-place finish. Has a mark of 2:04 and 3. Took that at Marysville, was a winner at Chillicothe and at Marysville. So they are set to go. They are rolling behind the starting gate. Brianna's Favorite, I.B. Cream, Flirtini, What a Start, and JB's Flex from the rail out. Let's send it up to Kenter Penning.
Field of 5 trotters at the head of the stretch. The gates picking up speed, and here they come for the 4th. They're off and trotting from the inside. Briona's Favorite tries for that early lead. What a Start. On the outside, challenging I.B. Cream for second. Then we come back to Flirtini in 4th. Trailing the field early, JB Flex. Nice tight 5-pack of trotters here as they motor to the backstretch, and it's Briona's favorite on top by a length. In second is IB Cream, 2 lengths back in third. So what a start. Then we come back a length and a half back in fourth is a Flirtini, and then 4 lengths back in last to JB Flex. Quarters up in 30 and 4. So far on an easy lead by 2 lengths, it's Briona's favorite. Showing the way, Case Bateson, sitting chilly with the leader as they come off that turn and straighten up here in front of the stands. Briona's favorite with the lead. In second is IB Cream. Third is What a Start. Fourth to Flirtini. JB Flex is fifth as they pass the half in 1 minute and 3. 1 minute and 3/5 for that half. It's Briona's favorite with the lead. IB Cream in second. What a Start third. They haven't moved yet. Flirtini still fourth and JB Flex still fifth, but there goes IB Cream. Brady Clemens heard me, and he pulled the right line and went right on by and opened up by 4. IB Cream opening up with every stride past 3/4. Briona's favorite had no response. It is back second. 131 flat to 3/4. And IB Cream, Brady Clemens is waving bye-bye to the field. IB Cream on top by 10 at the top of the stretch. It's all IB Cream. Easiest of winners here. The battle's on for second. They're stacked 4 wide here. On the outside, JB Flex. And What a Start photo finish for place. Between the 4 and the 5, photo finish for place. Final time of the mile for IB Cream, 2 minutes and 4/5, missing the track record by 4/5 of a second.
Well, Brady Clemens knew exactly what he had and asked on the backstretch, and IB Cream responded and took off.
Yeah, full of trot coming to the wire. Like, we get up front close and view here. And this horse was full of trot right to the wire. Sometimes these horses are geared down or tiring, but that one was actually opening up. Hence why we got a nice time, 2 minutes and 4/5. Again, 3-year-old filly trotter, only 4 ticks off the track record over here. Sat the pocket, let Case Bateson control the race, which Case, that was his game plan from out of the get-go, but pulled it to half, went right on by, and this one opened up, as Ken said, probably about 10 lengths. Nice battle for second. I'll be curious to see what the photo finish is going to show. I thought the 4, What a Start, and Bill Long Jr. held second, but 2-4-5 is what I saw unofficially, but we're going to wait till the photo comes up to show the second and third.
I'm going to agree with you, but halfway down the stretch, the 4 of them, they were even coming down the stretch.
Even.
So, and then Bill Long able to pull away a little bit. Roy Burns moving on the outside. It looked like was finished third, about a neck back. There it is. 2-4-5 unofficially. Big golf cart full of people, looks like, coming up. IB Cream, Jeff Kirkbride trains.
Driving double on the card now for Brady Clemens. He got shut out yesterday. He already has a 2-bagger today.
By De La Creme out of the Amigo Hall mare Reina B, owned by Kirkbride. Spencer and Vigneron. Jeff Kirkbride trains. Brady Clemens, the winning driver. 6th victory of the season, 12th career win. Taking the mile today, 2 minutes and 4/5. That is the 3rd victory in a row here in Ohio.
Brady Clemens now with the 2 wins, as Don just said, ties him with Drew Neal for the lead here at Caldwell. Rosie Weaver still with the training lead with 2 wins, those both coming yesterday. IB Cream with that'll gather some more points, move up in the standings for the Ohio Fair Championships. Came in 8th. We'll get the rundown here from Ken in just a second after the judges give a final look at the
2, 4, 5, your top 3 officially. Your prices here, number 2, IB Cream, 280, 240, 210. What a start, returning 210 to show, no place money wagered. Number 5, JB Flex, returning 210 to show, the exacta 2-4, $6.40. 245 trifecta, $14.40. Your official rundown for race 4. Briona's favorite was 5th. IB Cream, your race winner. Flirtini was 4th. What a start, 2nd. And JB Flex, 3rd. 5, 1, 4, 2, 3 on the bottom. Time of the mile, 2 minutes and 4/5.
Next up, it'll be the 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Pacers, the second of 2 divisions, going for $6,820 when we return to Caldwell.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees, available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to OHHA.com. That's OHHA.com.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
Welcome back to the Noble County Fair. Frank Fries, Don Tiger, bringing you all the action today. On this, our 4th of 5th race cards we have today for you. Had 2 at Richwood earlier, Mount Gilead earlier. We're going on here. We started at 6, and Van Wert started at 6:30. So big day of racing here in the Buckeye State.
Huge day of racing. A big shout out, too, for cameraman Steve Taylor, because he played 2 today. He was at Mount Gilead shooting, and he came here tonight to shoot here. So a lot of miles on that young man, and he's a blessing for our staff. So thank you, Steve.
See, now, tell you how young Mr. Taylor is. You know, Ernie Banks used to say, let's play 2.
Do you know who Ernie Banks is? No. Okay. All right.
Oh, he was a great Chicago Cub back in the olden days. Well before you were born, young man.
The question is, would Matt Clark even got that? He's a big baseball guy. I'm going to venture yes,
yeah.
even though he's too young
He's a,
himself.
but he's a Tiger fan.
He is
though,
a Tiger
so,
fan.
yeah.
And speaking of his Tarek Skubal, if he's listening, gave up a grand slam last night. I had a couple bucks on the Detroit Tigers, too. Late in the game, 7th inning, Tarek Skubal, 2-2, bow. Shane Lagalier's over the fence, and they won the game. The A's did, so.
When do you have time to watch baseball?
Oh, dude, I love baseball.
I know, but when do you have time to watch it?
When I get home. That's why I watch a lot of West Coast games because West Coast plays 10 o'clock. That's what they 10 o'clock start. And with me and Matt Clark have a friendly jabbering back and forth because obviously I'm Pittsburgh, Paul Skeens, and he's a big Tarek Skubal guy. And I like Tarek Skubal. I really do. He struck out 11 guys, but the game is about wins and losses. And you can't give up a grand slam in the 7th inning.
Yeah, but you take a look at Skeens. He gets no help.
He gets no help.
He gets no help.
He'll be in a Yankee or Met uniform or Dodger in a couple of years.
Oh, you know, unfortunately that's the way it goes.
It's all
now.
business.
It's all money.
It's
all money
business.
now. That's all.
And now, if I was the Pittsburgh Pirates, I would go to him right now and give him $400 million for 10 years or something, and just lock him up and make the fans happy, and kind of cornerstone around.
Do
him.
that, and make 4 or 5 of it. No trade for 4 or 5, and then at least you've got him for a few years.
You lock him in.
Give the fans something to have.
He makes less money a year than you do.
I don't.
How
think
about
so.
that?
Put it this way: his girlfriend makes more money than I
both
do.
of us. Than actually the whole grandstands. Let's just be honest. I mean,
that NIL money that she's pulling in, and after her gymnastics career down at LSU and all the endorsements that she has now.
Needless to say, her and Mr. Skeens are not hurting.
No,
I think that's what you're trying to do. We can't
exactly.
feel bad for him and start crying.
Oh, we're getting ready for the 5th here. The horses making their way out. I think we got
one
more.
driver change here for you. Feel up to it. Alex Hawk wasn't feeling up to it, and Lucas Myers will now be driving that horse. So feeling up to it, make the driver Lucas Myers.
Well, Alex still up, though, on Lane's Summa Boy. There's a stallion, Summa Cum Laude, that has just roared onto the scene here in Ohio with its first crop. Really, a lot of people taking notice at, these young Summa Cum Laudes. Just a beautiful night here, as Don said. A lot of people here in either long pants or long sleeves.
Really loves the support here that Caldwell does for their fair. These are locals here, and one of my students, Wyatt Rossiter, who I have in college, he's from Byesville, which is the neighboring community here. And he was telling me about Caldwell and how nice the people are here. And I have to agree 100%, from even coming in the gate to the gas stations to everywhere, people are just super nice in Caldwell.
It's funny, as I came in the gate, the woman at the gate stood up to help me and waved me in. And I said, "Sit down." She goes, "Got more coming in here." So she was all happy to see cars coming in tonight. And a lot of cars were parked over in
Tons of cars.
the parking lot tonight. As
you can even look around the rail here up on top. Steve did that yesterday. We showed some of the rail. We had a lot of fans actually sitting on the fence up there yesterday watching the races, but we got a good crowd. The nice part about it, Steve, anytime I need to get into a fair, all I say is, Frank Frost said I could get in. Come right in, sir. You have front row parking. Do you need this?
God.
Do you need something to drink or eat? I was like, no, I'm good. So that's a name to remember. If you ever need to get into a county fair, just say Frank Frost said I could come here. Speaking of which, I got to talk about something else. We have a super fair fan that we have to make an award for. I said this on the air yesterday. Richard Miller. Do you know who he is?
Yes.
Richard Miller has attended 44 fairs. His goal was 50, and he said it's a piece of cake. He'll
well,
get
now
there.
it is, yeah.
He's got 44 fairs in. He did 2 today. He was here last night with us, but he's an amazing man. I love to see him, but I stamp his passport everywhere I go.
That's what it's all about,
Yes.
getting out to see these county fairs. And, a lot of times you go to your own county fair, and you don't go to those surrounding counties, and they're only 35, 40 minutes away. And you can have so much fun coming out, watching that. You find out a little bit about those communities. You take that time and you come out and you see what's going on at these other fairs, because every one of these fairs that we attend is different. And each one has their own little specialty or their own knack of something that you run into. Plus, you can get great food at all these different fairs, something different from every one of them. You have your typical, fair food people, but then you have the community booths that are only set up during the fairs that, you might be down at Meigs County at the Rock, and, the band boosters there have their mashed potatoes and noodles. And then you go up to Croton and you get the Trojan burger, and you go to Urbana and you get the pork wrap. That's, you find those things. Yeah, that was the worst thing. I was at Urbana and I got shut out of the pork wrap and the ribeye at the Cattleman because they both ran out.
Ooh.
Or they closed and I was late. One of the two, but still, it was,
This will make you feel better. I got the Cattleman at Zanesville 2 days in a row.
2 days in a row.
Oh, of course.
And that's a nice stand down around.
Yes.
You
clued me
bottom.
into it.
Yep,
if I didn't have
bottom,
the Frank
yep.
food fair report, I would have never got there. But now I'm a staple there. They see me walking up and they just start hitting the machine, and they know they're ringing me up. So.
No, some of that you cannot beat it, and it's coming to a close soon. Coming to a close soon. Believe it or not, we're August 26th. We've got
30 days, 40 days. Lancaster finishes us beginning of October.
Yep, Lancaster will end it all for us, and that'll be on the 9th of October, Thursday the 9th, a 1:30 post time. We'll make sure I'm there for that one. So the horses are finally making their way onto the track. We'll get ready for the post parade. Tomorrow we got a couple of fairs racing, and you'll be able to watch both of them separately. We'll kick it off at noon in Canton. We've got that's a noon post time, and then it's over at the Hancock County Fair in Findlay. That'll be a 6 o'clock post time tomorrow night. So make sure you find the time to enjoy that, and then back at both of those places Thursday as well, a noon and a 6 o'clock post time again. I want to thank everybody who's taken the time to check in. We got people checking in from the golf course, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Indiana, Ontario. So all across the United States. Let's send it up to Kenter Penny.
So $6,820, sponsored by the Noble County Harness Racing Tribute. Number 1 is Dial Tone, owned by Ronald Lineweaver. James Dodson trains Christian Myers in the sulky. Number 2 is Feel Up to It, owned by Melvin Byler, who does the training. Lucas Myers is in the sulky. 3 is GPA, by Mossberger, Carter, and Gallagher. Steve Carter trains Carson Conrad in the bike. 4 is Tsunami King, owned by and trained by Eric Nesselrode. Brady Clemens gets the call. And rounding out the field, number 5, Lane's Summer Boy, owned by Shelby Cheadle. Shelby does the training, and Alex Hawk is in the race bike.
So here are the horses for the 5th. The number 1, Dial Tone. Christian Myers drives for James Dotson. Ronald Lineweaver of Katanning, Pennsylvania is the owner. This is a well said out of the Cam's Card Shark mare Quick Dial. 5 starts this year, a 3rd place finish, the best finish so far, a $4,500 purchase at the Blooded Horse sale.
2 horse feeling up to it. Melvin Byler owns and trains. Lucas Myers has the line today. 0 for 6 on the season, but 2 4th place finishes in the last 2 efforts. This horse is not really drawn that good. 5th, 5th, 7th, 5th. Some bad posts in the last 4. Gets a nice coveted inside post here today, and I think that should pick this one up.
The number 3 is GPA. Carson Conrad drives for Steve Carter, owned by Mossberger, Carter, and Gallagher. This is a summa cum laude out of the Yankee Cruiser mare Artful Dancer, a $50,000 purchase at the Ohio Select Sale, the largest price paid for a horse on our card tonight. 8 starts, has hit the board 7 times, 4 wins, 2 seconds, and a 3rd. And if you look at the lines, 2nd last time, win. 3rd, win. 2nd, win. So if you look at that, should be a winner today.
The horse that beat her last time out, it's the 4, Tsunami King. Eric Nesselrode trains and owns. Brady Clemens has the lines and looks to get a triple here today. This horse is on a nice 2-week winning streak. Last time out at Woodsfield, won by open lengths. Prior to that, at the Rock Springs, 16-length winner. 3 of 6 on the season in a winner's circle. Improving and heading forward, and looks like main threat here to beat.
The number 5 is Lane Summa Boy. Alex Hawk drives for Shelby Cheadle, who owns. 7 starts, looking for that first win. Has a 2nd place finish. This is a summa cum laude out of the well-said mare, Don't Speak. So those are your 5. And as Don said, the 2 that battled last week at Woodsfield, Tsunami King and GPA. GPA currently 9th in the point standings. Tsunami King 18th, but with 3 wins in the last 4 races, working the way up that chart, trying to get into the top 8.
Yeah, 3 GPA, an interesting horse here because the damn Artful Dancer was a sire stakes horse in her own right. Steve Carter actually bred this horse, and they picked it back up the sale. That's how much they liked her. But Artful Dancer had a really good career in her own right, and looks like one of her sons here is going the right direction out of that ultra hot stallion right now, summa cum laude. And with that said, the gate is rolling. We'll send it to Ken Tarpenning for the call of race number 5.
Five pacers are midway through the turn. And now we're at the head of the stretch. Gates picking up speed for race 5. Here they come. Oh, off stride went the 1, Dial Tone. Dial Tone made a break. They're off. Also off stride went the 4, Tsunami King. Tsunami King made a break. So taking over the lead from the inside there is GPA. Alongside in second is Lane's Summer Boy. Back in third is Feel Up to It, about 5 lengths back in a fourth to Tsunami King, who's recovered from that early miscue. Trailing the field by about 12 or 15 lengths is the 1, Dial Tone, and that one's trying to catch the field as they motor up to the quarter-mile station. Carson Conrad in GPA, he's batting 4.0 right now. He's got the lead as they go by the quarter in 30 and 4. Going along in second is Lane Summer Boy as they motor through that turn, passing the baseball diamond and coming to the top of the stretch for the first time. Then we come back to Feel Up to It, Tsunami King. And Dial Tone has caught the field as they come here in front of the grandstands to the half. GPA with the lead by 2 over Lane Summer Boy in second. Feel Up to It in third. Now moving on the outside, Tsunami King and Dial Tone. Half was on the board in 102 and 4. They work through the third turn. They're going to accelerate to the backstretch now on the outside. Tsunami King, Brady Clemens looking for another victory here today. He's challenging Carson Conrad and GPA for the lead as they battle to the 3/4. On the outside, Tsunami King. On the inside, GPA. Looking on from third with interest is Lane Summer Boy, and the rest of the field is about 7 lengths back. 133 and 2 to 3/4 as they come through the turn into the boulevard of broken dreams. It's GPA on the inside, Tsunami King on the outside. Who do you like here? GPA on the inside, Tsunami King on the outside like a great wave. GPA, Tsunami King, photo! Too close to call. Third, Lane Summer Boy. Fourth to the 2, Feel Up to It, Dial Tone. Fifth, photo finish. 2 and 3.
Too close for me to call.
I'll call it. Tsunami King. I think Tsunami King
got up there on the
wire.
outside.
I think so. That's going to be my call. I could be right or wrong, but both what an effort.
You got a 50% chance.
I
No,
do. Hey, I like that.
Great
hand
effort.
grenades. All right. I threw it. We'll see if I keep my arm after.
Great effort by Tsunami King, especially after the break, right after the start, able to get back into it. Brady takes him on the back stretch, pulls even.
4-3.
4-3-5 unofficial.
So I keep my arm.
There you go.
Yep.
But, Brady Clemens, pulled aside, and I'll tell you, they were wheel to wheel, door handle to door handle. They were stock cars as they were going around that final turn, and Brady Clemens kind of drifted out wide in about that 4 path and was able to get up for the victory.
Yeah, that was a big effort. I mean, I watch a lot of horse racing, and this horse spotted him a good 16 lengths or so in that turn, made a jump break there. I'm not sure what happened at the beginning there. Sometimes drivers are snapping, they're yelling and screaming, different things. Spooked that one a little bit. That one jumped it off, but once he got down pace, and he great effort. That's all you can say there. I mean, that's a big effort to make up that much ground. Take nothing away from GPA. That's a nice horse, too. This horse kept him out as far and long as he could, but right at the shadow of the wire, Tsunami King does get up. 4-3-5 unofficial.
4 wins in the last 5 starts for Tsunami King. The 203-3 well behind the 158 of GC's Legend, which was the first division winning time.
And that's now a triple for Brady Clemens. He got shut out yesterday, and he's got a triple on today's card.
As race 5 goes official, 4-3-5 official. Turning trackside for that Conrad photo. And the blanket presentation is the winner of race 5, Tsunami King. 2-year-old big gelding by Dancing Yankee out of the Sun Beach Somewhere, Hurricane Queen Rose. Owned and trained by Eric Nesselrode of Stockport, Ohio. His second training victory of the day. Driven to victory by Brady Clemens. He's in for a driving hat trick with 3 winners on the afternoon. Tsunami King gets his 4th career win and his 7th career start. Taking the mile here in 2:03.3. Thank you. Here's your official results for the 5th race. Tsunami King 462.10.220. GPA 210.220. The 4-3 exacta $5 even. 4-3-5 trifecta $13.60. Here's how they finished the 5th race. Dial Tone was 5th. Feel Up to It 4th. GPA 2nd. Tsunami King your race winner. And Lane's Summer Boy was 3rd. Checking top down 5-4-2-1-3 on the bottom. 203-3.
So there you have it. 5 now in the books, halfway through this 10-race card. And coming up next, one of the races Don Tiger loves, the free-for-alls. As we get the aged horses, we'll take the track when we return to the Noble County Fair in Caldwell, Ohio, right after this.
Cool Winds Farm is one of Ohio's premier standardbred breeding farms. Cool Winds stands the popular Dancing Yankee, Jug winner Southwind Aussie, and the royally bred Western Fame. Cool Winds Farm is proud to present our yearling consignments at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 12th, and at the Standardbred Horse Sale in Harrisburg during the cool winds of November.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Hey kids, we invite you to join the Backstretch Buddies Club, a fun and free club for kids 12 and under who love horses and wants to be a part of harness racing in Ohio. Once you've signed up, you will be able to join Willie Winnett and exciting adventures and receive awesome surprises. Sign up today using the QR code.
Make sure if you've got a youngster, sign them up for the Backstretch Buddies program. Willie Winnett wants to get as many kids into his club as he can. We'll have,
I would have signed up, but I'm over the age limit. I saw the swag bag. They brought him to Zanesville.
Yes, they did.
Sam brought him to Zanesville, and I wanted to take all of them for me.
Yeah, well,
But
you know,
there's some great
I
swag
hope
bags.
you got one for your son.
I did not.
Well,
no.
you got to sign him up for
we
that.
got to sign him up.
Yep,
Yep,
get your son
Backstretch
signed
Buddies.
up. So the new program that we have started at the OHHA to, try to get some youngsters interested in harness racing. So, we've got youngsters interested. We got old people interested. We've got the people in between. You know, I got those older guys like Dale Woods watching down in Louisville, enjoying one of his favorite beverages this evening, no doubt. You know, we got the youngsters who are enjoying it. And, you know, and this is the race where we have usually the older horses in this race, but we've got ourselves a 4-year-old in here that, you know, is a maiden. We've also got, you know, a couple that have gone over the $100,000 mark in earnings, one that's over $200,000. And those are the horses you really like a lot, Don.
I do, because it's nice to see, like, you know, I'm a purist for sports, and I love to see, like, Andrew McCutcheon. He's still playing baseball. I remember when the Pirates signed him the first day. He was at Three River Stadium. I was there that day, and he was just a young, spry kid, 18, 19, 20 years old. And now he's a grizzled veteran at 37, and you love to see people still continue to compete. And it's nice to see our equine athletes, because some of these horses, you know, they're our idols. I mean, let's just be truthful. When you see a horse, certain horses on the circuit, you love to see them race and come out. And even when they get a little older and maybe lost a step or two, it's still fun to watch that.
Well, you talk about, you know, competing still. You got to give credit to the Pari-Mutuals. They're still trying to get this tote board going down
He has
there.
not given up.
He has not given
him.
up. So they are working hard
He's been over that fence with a few times, and he keeps hitting that button. And
Yep.
occasionally that thing flashes like it's going to do something, and then he looks at it for a while, and then he shakes his head and walks back.
Yep.
But he's trying.
They're
I love
trying,
that.
But they're still taking the wagers behind us, and you know. But you know, you take a look at some of these horses in this race. MJ's Liberty Valance, 212 lifetime starts, earnings over $164,000. Father Time, who holds the track record here at
2 minutes
at
flat.
Caldwell.
Yep.
You know, 148 lifetime starts.
38 wins.
Earnings of $208,000. Freddie Mo. How about Freddie Mo? 84 career starts, $163,000 a start, or lifetime earnings, make its first start of the year.
Yeah, it's just fun here, and you've even got a filly. You got a mare in the race that's a maiden. Again, they're looking for a spot for Jurassic Jasmine, and we just have a driver on there too now, Bill Long Jr. Trot man, Bill Long Jr. will be behind Jurassic Jasmine today.
Bill Long Jr., 67 years old, drove back in the 4th race, picks up another drive. You know, we've got the youngster and Lucas Harper at 22 years of age. You got Mike Lowe and Bill Long Jr. in their 60s. So we've got, you know, young horse, old horse, veterans, you know, those just starting, and this is going to be a fun race.
It's a great race. It's a great race, and as I've spoke about many, many times, it's not about the purse. As you know from someone who used to own race horses and someone that's a fan in this sport, it doesn't matter whether you go for $1,000 or $10,000. When you win, it's awful special. I still see the blazing trail at Canfield. It burned a hole right through the grandstand when Frank was fortunate enough to win the Canfield Pacing Derby. He jumped up out. We're covering it. Zoom! He looked like Speedy Gonzalez or Wile E. Coyote, and he was going so fast it just burned a hole into the grandstand, which is metal even, to get to the winner's circle. But it's fun, and these guys that are competing in this free-for-all race, it's about having fun.
It is. It's about having fun and, you know, getting to the finish line first, you know, and you know it. All the win pictures you have collected over the years with all of the horses that you have had, you know, they're special. And, you know,
special.
I happened to sit down and pull the notebook out of my desk a couple of weeks ago, and back when I owned Thoroughbreds, saw all the winners' pictures we had from back then and going, first off, I was a heck of a lot younger back then.
You can see yourself evolve over time, right?
Going, oh, my, what the heck was that? Oh, horses are coming out onto the track. Looks like we've got 4 of the 7 out there right now.
Speaking of free-for-alls, the horse that just came on the track over there, Steve will give you a picture of him, that horse right there. That's Hillbilly Fairy Tale. And I always say this when I do my shows, if you want to know what a horse should look like, that's what a horse should look like. Perfect conformation, nice, big, stout, muscled-up horse. Charlie Myers trains that horse. He's done an amazing job. You can see him in your view right there. Just an absolute picture of what a standardbred racehorse should look like. And we'll see him in action in a couple races in the free-for-all pace. So we were fortunate to get the pace and the trot today, as one of the races originally carried over. Was it the trot or the pace?
I believe it was the trot.
Trot. Okay, so we were originally
Or
scheduled.
no, I think it was the
yesterday.
pace. I think it was the
okay.
pace. Yeah,
It was originally
Yep.
scheduled for yesterday, and then they carried it over because we had limited entries, so we're able to get that race to go. But just a really cool, good-looking horse right there, and Charlie's kept his form and done a great job. And I know even with Charlie and his owner, Mr. Stevenson, they love to race this horse, and you get to get your son to drive him at the fairs. I mean, it's a family affair, and what else could you ask for?
Getting a little chilly here. Some fans off to their car to get some blankets and try to stay warm. Not complaining that it's a little cool, are you? No. Oh. But no, it's still a nice crowd here on hand. They've stuck around. They've watched the races. You know, a lot of people here for the fair that takes place behind the grandstand as you look out over the track. The road, the edge of the fairgrounds is just past the back stretch there, and most of the activity, the animal barns for all the show animals, along with the rides, the food, the vendors, all up behind us, up the hill, behind the grandstand. So let's go up to Kenter Penning for the post parade.
Sixth race is the free-for-all trot. Trophy's going to be presented in memory of Garion D. LaHue, and it's a purse of $1,500 on the line. Number one is MJ's Liberty Valance, owned and trained by Doyle Bross. Brady Clemens with the call. Two is Father Time, owned, trained, and driven by Michael Lowe. Number three, Freddie Moe, owned by Melrose Stable. John Ryan Melsheimer trains and drives. Number four, Jurassic Jasmine, owned by Welch and Lowe. Michael Lowe trains. Bill Long Jr. in the bike. The five is Rich Image, owned and trained by David Miller. Derek Wadaker gets the situational call here. Number six is Tommy Boy, owned by Shaw and Brown. J.H. Miller trains. Alex Hawk drives. And number seven, MJ's Wishing for Pete, owned and trained by Doyle Bross. Lucas Harper is in the sulky.
So let's take a look at the field. The number one, MJ's Liberty Valance. Doyle Bross trains. Brady Clemens is in the bike. This is an 8-year-old gelding by Wishing Stone out of the striking Sabra mare Tavetta. Doyle Bross trains. Lifetime, 212 starts, 28 wins. This year, 25 starts, 2 wins, coming off a win last week in the Signature Series at Woodsfield in 201 and 4.
Two-horse, Father Time, owned, trained, and driven by the judge, Michael Lowe. Father Time is actually the co-track record holder, 2 minutes flat over this very oval, 148 lifetime starts, 38 trips to the winner's circle, $207,000 in earnings. A mark as a 6-year-old, 54 and 4 at Dayton. They only paid $8,000 for this horse at the Iowa Select sale. Certainly rewarded Mr. Lowe.
The number 3 making his first start of the year, Freddie Moe. John Ryan Melsheimer drives and trains for the Melrose Stable, a 6-year-old gelding by Storm and Norman out of She Likes to Dance. Lifetime 84 starts, 24 wins, $163,519 earned. Like I said, first start of the year. Last time it raced was back on November 22nd at Dayton.
4-horse, Jurassic Jasmine, Michael Lowe trains and co-owns with Jerry Welch. Bill Long Jr. in the sulky today. This is a 4-year-old mare still looking to get her career going. She's 0 for 16 in her career and has been racing mainly in maidens. A couple breaks on the card, so this one's looking to get educated today.
The number 5 is Rich Image. Derek Wadaker drives for David Miller. This is a 5-year-old horse by Ozzy out of the Rich Boy mare Crown Her Now. David Miller owns This horse has made 2 starts so far this year. Last year, just 6 starts. Lifetime 17 starts with 1 win. That came here at Woodsfield as a 3-year-old.
6-horse Tommy Boy, who will score from the second tier. Tommy Boy hasn't raced since 2023, so he's just making his way back to the races. J.H. Miller trains for Chris Shaw and Ashley Brown. Again, we'll have to see how this one does. Only 2 wins in 69 starts in trying to get reacclimated to the races.
Also from the second tier, the other end of the bookend of the lineup for Doyle Bross, this is MJ's Wishin' for Pete. Lucas Harper drives, 20 starts, a win, 2 seconds, and a third. Has earned $96,000 coming off a second-place finish at Woodsfield in the Signature Series. It was a 1-2 finish for Doyle Bross last week. He'll try to do it again. The gate is in motion. Let's send it up to Ken Terpenny.
Head of the stretch, the gate's picking up speed, and here they come. They're off and trotting. Freddie Moe and Father Time fire on out of there for the early lead. They're going to do battle into the first turn. Third to the inside is MJ's Liberty Valance. Far outside is Rich Image in between horses. Then on the inside, as going off stride there in the turn was Rich Image. Rich Image made a break. And now also making a break and stride up the backstretch was Freddie Moe. Now taking over the lead, Michael Lowe with Father Time, one of our track record holders here. He's got the lead by a length over MJ's Liberty Valance. Tommy Boy goes along in third. MJ's Wishin' for Pete is fourth. As they motor through that turn, that opening quarter was in 31-1. They straighten up off the turn now, and they come in front of the stands the first time. Father Time has got the lead. Challenging now on the outside is Tommy Boy. To the inside, MJ's Liberty Valance. Fourth is MJ's Wishin' for Pete. Fifth to Freddie Moe. Sixth to Jurassic Jasmine. And then we come back to Rich Image, who trails 102-3 to the half. Father Time trying to seal the deal's got the lead. But here comes MJ's Liberty Valance with a rush from the pocket. They're going to battle up the backstretch and head to 3/4. Trying to head Father Time is MJ's Liberty Valance, but Liberty Valance is now backed off. Moving up the inside is MJ's Wishin' for Pete. The 2 stablemates are battling for second and third. But up front, it's Father Time still with the lead. 132-4 to 3/4. Father Time still got the lead. MJ Wishin' for Pete now flips to the outside for Lucas Harper. They come to the boulevard of broken dreams and track records. It's Father Time. MJ Wishin' for Pete on the outside challenging. Father Time. MJ Wishin' for Pete with one final surge. Father Time gets up for the victory. MJ Wishin' for Pete second. MJ's Liberty Valance third. 202 flat.
Well, Roger Houston liked to say, looked him in the eye and went right on by. Well, Father Time looked over at MJ's Liberty Valance, looked him in the eye and said, bye-bye, and he took off, and that was all. And stablemate for MJ's Liberty Valance, MJ's Wishin' for Pete. Valiant effort, but unable to catch up and holding on for the win. Mike Lowe, the judge, comes home a winner with Father Time.
Father Time hasn't caught up yet with Father Time.
No,
so
not at
Father
all.
Time held that one up. But nice to see a horse for a course, as we say. Sometimes horses just get over racetracks really good, but Mike took advantage of grabbing the racetrack and cut the mile here. Got some nice fractions. I mean, trotted 202, 10 lengths fat, 10 lengths slower than his track record, but it doesn't matter because he's heading back to the winner's circle. And he has conquered this oval once again in 2025.
You talk to so many people. You look at times, and so often people are fascinated by the times. But sometimes it's how a race sets up, and that dictates more than how fast a horse goes. And can get to the winner's circle in a time, that is a lot slower than you might think. But great race though for Father Time.
Yeah, great race for sure.
And he is going to enjoy a very slow trip back to the winner's circle. Mike Lowe drives, trains, and owns this Uncle Peter gelding.
Number 2, Father Time, returning 1580, 820 to place. Nobody had the 2 to show. Nobody had any money on the 7 for place or show. The 1 returning $9 even to show. The exacta, pay attention, the exacta, 2 with any number, 2 at all, $5.40. Any number to win with the 7 in second, all 7, $3.80. The trifecta, 2 with any number, 2 with all, $8 even. Turning track side, your official winner of race 6, the free-for-all trot, is Father Time, 8-year-old bay gelding by Uncle Peter out of the Yankee Glide mare, Keep Me in Mind. Owned, trained, and driven from McConnellsville, Ohio by Michael Lowe. Second victory of the season, 39th career win. Father Time, certainly no stranger to the winner's circle. Victory number 39 of his career, taking the mile today in 2:02 flat.
Nice crowd down in the winner's circle.
Nice crowd, nice overlay, too, for any of the locals. $15 to win on Father Time. I would have thought he would have been first or second choice in here. It was actually the morning line third choice, but paid a nice low overlay of $15 if you were on track and made that wager.
Kenter Penning giving you the payouts of a lot of 2 all-alls and all 2 all-sevens. So big win for Father Time as he comes home the winner in our free-for-all trot here at
Race 7
Noble
is up
County
next.
Fair.
It is the second.
So we will be back at this with our 7th. It'll be the second division of 3-year-old Philly Pacers when we return to
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
The future is bright in Ohio. Ohio Sire Stakes, Buckeye Stallion Series, 66 county and independent fairs. Whether it's the Ohio Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, or the county fairs, Ohio has a place for your racehorse. This year, Ohio breds are racing for nearly $23 million in stakes purses. Be part of the winning. Breed, buy, race, win in Ohio.
Welcome back to the Noble County Fair in Caldwell, Ohio. And as predicted, the ambulance has just left, and we are under a delay. Now, how long of a delay? We don't know, but we are under a delay. At least we made it through 6. You know, it was kind of like in baseball as an announcer, if the no-hitter's going on, you don't talk about the no-hitter. I didn't want to talk about the ambulance delay. I was like, nope, don't say anything. Don't say anything. And we didn't. But still, the ambulance delay, and what happens is we have to have an ambulance on site for the races to continue. So, unfortunately, right now, we are under a delay. We are going to have, keep the stream here. We're going to go to our latest edition of our harness racing update. So let's Take that, Stephen, and we hope the folks will enjoy that while we wait to see how long it takes the ambulance to return to the fairgrounds.
This is Ohio Harness Update, a look at harness racing across the Buckeye State. Ohio Harness Update is brought to you by Matt Franklin, Wealth Advisor at Wire to Wire Wealth.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the latest edition of Ohio Harness Update. I'm Ashley Daly. We just celebrated the first day of summer last Friday, and you know what that means. Summer is stake season. In this episode of Ohio Harness Update, we're going to take a look at the OSS, BSS, and fair racing action. Also, we'll take a step back and see what OHHA Outreach has been up to. But first, let's start with some Grand Circuit action.
Northfield Park staple Ronnie Wren Jr. drove Blueprint to win the 42nd $1 million Pepsi North America Cup at Woodbine Mohawk Park. The Ron Burke trainee posted the fastest 3/4 in Cup history at 1:19.1 and edged 53-1 long shot Madden Oaks by a head in a thrilling finish, winning in a stakes and track record 147-1.
Inside, and Blueprint trying to fend him off. A couple of Cup rookies battling it out right down to the wire. Inside is Madden Oaks. Blueprint comes back to win it. It's Blueprint.
Grand Circuit action continued with a $200,000 Battle of Lake Erie at MGM Northfield Park. Brett Miller drove Ken Hanover to victory in a dual world and track record 148-3 for trainer Roland Maller.
Popping out of the pocket and the local hero dunking up the inside, but it's Ken Hanover and Brett Miller for a fourth victory in the battle.
The victory marked Miller's fourth career battle win, tying him with Matt Cayley for most all time.
All right, here in a ecstatic winner's circle, joined by trainer Roland Maller and driver Brett Miller. Roland, it's the first horse you've ever started at Northfield. I'd say maybe we should send a few more.
Yeah, we'll try to come back maybe next year.
Absolutely. Now, Roland, this horse, very good 3-year-old, won a heat of the jug. Last year at 4, didn't race, but maybe a dozen times. Obviously had some physical problems. Boy, he's come back here at 5, raging.
Yeah, he's come back really good. And knock on wood, hopefully the issues he had last year are behind him and we can continue on.
And, you've kind of stayed in the overnight classes till tonight. This horse looks like he's ready for top open company, obviously.
I believe he is. That's a really good bunch of horses that were in there tonight, and you got to be on your game to get on the gravy.
By far the fastest mile we've had since the track was redone. Brett Miller with his 4th Battle of Lake Erie win. I believe that ties with Cayley as the top. Brett, just a great performance by this horse.
Yeah. I talked to my cousin David before the race and talked to Roland before the race, and just talking to those two guys, they give me a lot of confidence. And when we got away in the 2-hole, I was feeling pretty good.
Getting David off of there is like taking the donut off the bat, isn't it?
We don't want to say too much. He's won about 10,000 more races than me.
So which Miller do you go with next start?
We'll flip a coin, I guess.
I go Del S. Del S for the next start. But, hey, congratulations to the connections. Ken Hanover, 148-3 track record in tonight's Battle of Lake Erie.
The 5-year-old son of Captain Treacherous has 16 wins and over $800,000 in career earnings. That same night, Do It Like Bobby won the $75,000 Buckeye Distaff by nearly 6 lengths with driver Dan Noble.
No fooling April's off the rail, but as they turn for home, this is a powerhouse performance. A dazzler from Do It Like Bobby. Much the best. She wins by 6 in the end.
Do It Like Bobby is trained by Christy Noble. The 6-year-old mare by Down by the Seaside boasts 28 lifetime wins with over $515,000 in earnings. The action continued at Northfield Park with a second leg of the Ohio Sire Stakes for sophomores. 6 horses remained undefeated throughout 2 legs. Virgil Morgan Jr. trainees Odds On Chesapeake and Odds On Hialeah are both 2 for 2 in the division for 3-year-old filly pacers. Dan Noble drove Odds On Chesapeake to victory in leg 2. The winning time of 150 was just 2/5 off both world and track records for 3-year-old filly pacers.
Skywalker C was valiant, but she's second to Odds On Chesapeake, who's 3 for 3.
Odds On Hialeah won her division with Brett Miller in the sulky.
Odds On Hialeah off the turn, clear by 2. Rose Ranami is chasing valiantly, but Odds On Hialeah, the champ, is perfect again.
Miller also drove Morgan Junior trainee Aunt Laura to her second OSS win of the season in the division for sophomore filly trotters.
And Aunt Laura turns with the lead. Dream Something on the outside is all out trying to close. Rose Allison up the inside could be a late threat, but Aunt Laura is a wire-to-wire winner. Aunt Laura wins.
Chris Page guided Ron Burke stablemates Rick Wink and Fear the Hate to their second OSS victories in the sophomore Colt Pacer division. Rick Wink won by 2 lengths in 150.
Rick Wink off the turn in a hand drive. Extra suds down at the inside is second best to Rick Wink in front.
Fear the Hate posted a 1-length victory in 152-1, marking his 5th win in 5 starts this season.
Down by the water, and Unique Catch who tips off the rail to commence his bid. Fear the Hate slips away, and Fear the Hate is 5-4-5.
Battle Hill is unbeaten in the OSS among 3-year-old colt trotters. Leaving from the far outside, he secured a 2-length win with Chris Limbs in the sulky for trainer Matthew Burkholder.
Battle Hill, clear by 2.5. Jet Wings all out giving futile chase now. It's Battle Hill and Chris Lems. They go back-to-back. They're 2 for 2 in the Sire Stakes.
Jailhouse Pearl and LT Loverboy also posted wins in the second leg. The party continued at Northfield Park as they hosted sophomore colt Pacers and Trotters when they kicked off the second leg of the Buckeye Stallion Series. In an extremely tight finish, Go Jim Dandy and Seaside Star were declared winners in a dead heat in their division of colt Pacers.
Go Jim Dandy is finishing with a flurry down the center. Here comes Go Jim Dandy trying to reach House of Bricks and up the inside Seaside Star. Here's the wire photo.
Driver Dan Noble won 3 of the 5 divisions for colt trotters. One of those victories was a photo finish as Along Came Tom held off Tiny Tom to win by a head.
Tiny Tom trying to reach Along Came Tom down to the wire photo. Along Came Tom holds off Tiny Tom.
Noble also won with Smoke One For Me and Full Moon How. Heading south, Eldorado Scioto Downs was the place to be for some milestone moments in June. On June 11th, Nate Alexander scored his first training win with House That Santa Built.
House That Santa Built cruising along trying to get there. I'm a Chick Magnet digging late. House That Santa Built hangs on to win it.
On June 13th, Prince of Honor with Chris Page became the fastest trotter in the history of Scioto, winning in a photo finish in 1:50-2.
Prince of Honor trying to get to her. They're stride for stride, driving for the wire. Refined, Prince of Honor on the outside. Refined won't give in. Prince of Honor in the final stride.
3 races later, Rose Run Amy with Dan Noble tied the track record for 3-year-old filly Pacers, winning in 1:49-4.
Judge me again. They're into the stretch, and Danny says go with Rose Run Amy, and she is gone. Rose Run Amy drawing clear to win the $30,000 final of the Steve McCoy.
The Ohio County Fair racing season kicked off at the Paulding County Fair on June 9th and 10th. The first race of the year was won by Juliet Capulet. A flash flood impacted 2 barns at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds. The water was several feet deep in the stalls, and horsemen lost hay, grain, and equipment. Thanks to cooperation between the OHHA, Horsemen, and the Fair Board, racing at the Pickaway County Fair went on as scheduled. The 2-day meet was highlighted by Burnout's win in the $10,000 Steamin' Demon when he equaled the pacing track record of 157 with Austin Hanners in the sulky.
Burnout to take the Steamin' Demon.
As fair racing continues, we hope to see you out at the track. Grab your Ohio County Fair passport from the OHHA broadcast team at any county fair to collect stickers for every race card you attend. For a complete fair schedule, visit harnessracingohio.com. If you can't catch the action in person, be sure to check out OHHA's live stream coverage on our Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as Harness Racing Ohio. When we return, we'll take a look at what the OHHA team has been doing to support harness racing in the Buckeye State.
With over 30 years of experience in wealth planning and a lifetime of involvement in harness racing, Matt Franklin at Wire to Wire Wealth can help you build a financial plan that addresses the unique circumstances of those involved in the horse racing industry. Whether you are investing to build wealth, protect your family, or preserve your assets, Matt at Wire to Wire Wealth will work with you through the wealth planning process from start to finish.
After a successful event at Scioto Downs, the OHHA hosted its second Caretaker Appreciation Night at Northfield Park. Caretakers were treated to free food and swag as a token of appreciation for their hard work. The OHHA outreach team also hosted a day of the Ohio Farm Bureau's Explore Ag Camp to give high school age students a behind-the-scenes look at harness racing.
So today is one of the full-on sponsors day by the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. They are generous enough to partner with us during our Explore Ag program, where we get to see the entire world of the harness horsemen's racing realm. Many folks in Ohio are not familiar with this industry and how popular it is across the state of Ohio, so they give us a chance to see from start to finish what this looks like, whether it's working with the riders, the drivers, the groomers, all the way up to getting to see one of the races in action later this evening.
The activities began at Winter Circle Training Center, where students met with trainers and grooms while getting hands-on experience in horse care and learning more about the harness racing industry.
So I want to be a veterinarian, specifically large animal, and if I had to specialize, I would be an equine ophthalmologist. So this is right up my alley because there's horses everywhere. I'm really excited because I love horses and I'm learning how to drive right now actually. And so I'm just really excited to see what careers there are available and any other new technologies.
Trainers were happy to take time out of their busy schedules to share their knowledge, saying that youth involvement is key to continued growth of the sport.
I think that one of the things that we lack is educating the public and those in the younger generation to enter our business. I think that we've evolved to a point where we have the most highly developed athletes. So the conditioning in these athletes is impeccable. We build them for durability. The nutrition is impeccable. We check blood 2 times a month. Our athletes, our equine athletes, are some of the finest in the world. And I think that when that message gets out there and counteracts the message you hear from groups that are less attractive to our industry, right? It gives kids a good opportunity to decide what they want to do for themselves. So in my opinion, anytime we can get the younger generation in here and educate them on what it is that we do, it proliferates our industry. It allows our industry to continue to move forward. We need fresh blood all the time.
The students next visited Midland Acres to learn about the breeding aspect before being treated to a night of racing at Scioto Downs. The Explore Ag students weren't the only ones to visit Winter Circle Training Center in June. Ohio House Representative Brian Stewart also recently toured the facility. He met with OHHA President Scott Mogan and Executive Director Frank Frost to learn more about harness racing and its impact on the state's agricultural economy. Stewart's visit to the training center came after Frost testified in front of the Ohio House Finance Committee regarding iGaming. The Senate has decided not to include legalized iGaming in its proposed upcoming budget, saying it needs more time to consider the implications. Lastly, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association sends its condolences to the family and friends of those we have lost.
This has been Ohio Harness Update. Thanks for joining us. If you're interested in becoming an Ohio Harness Horsemen's member, check out OHHA.com or call the office at 614-221-3650. Until next time.
Noble County Fairgrounds. I'm Frank Frost along with Don Tiger. We are in an ambulance delay. The ambulance had to leave the site, and we cannot race without an ambulance here, so we are in a delay still. We want to thank those of you that watched our update there of our latest edition of the newsletter. This month, though, we do have a copy of the Buckeye Harness Horseman magazine that should be hitting mailboxes sometime early next week. So we hope that for all our members that you will get that magazine, give it a read. I want to thank Wes Mayberry, who worked real hard on it and new to our staff, writing a lot of the stories for our magazine. So we hope you'll take the time to read that. If you want, we're racing over at Van Wert, so you can pop over there, watch a few races there, and keep checking back here. But for right now, we are under a delay. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to play our newsletter. Again, for those of you who have just joined us, rather than go off rather than go off stream, we'll play the newsletter again, and we'll wait to find out what's going on. And then if we get to that point, well, wait, look at that. Hold on. Good news. The ambulance has returned, so we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we'll be set for well, hold on. Ken Terpenning got us all excited there that the ambulance had returned. We did see it there, but waiting for it to turn in and get into position. So, want to thank everybody who is watching for us. We did get all 7 races in last night after the ambulance delay here, and we're hoping to get the other 4 in. We were cruising through 6, and then all of a sudden the lights went on in the ambulance that was sitting down in the first turn, and off it went. And we saw it make the right turn at the over at the traffic light, but not sure where it went. It did not turn into the fairgrounds like Ken Terpenning thought it was going to. So what we will do then, since it's not back, we will take that break, and then we will go back to our newsletter, and then we'll come back to the fairgrounds after that. Or if the ambulance comes back, we'll break into the newsletter and pick up the racing with our 7th race of the night. So stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year, Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to OHHA.com. That's OHHA.com.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
This is Ohio Harness Update, a look at harness racing across the Buckeye State. Ohio Harness Update is brought to you by Matt Franklin, Wealth Advisor at Wire to Wire Wealth.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the latest edition of Ohio Harness Update. I'm Ashley Daly. We just celebrated the first day of summer last Friday, and you know what that means. Summer is stake season. In this episode of Ohio Harness Update, we're going to take a look at the OSS, BSS, and fair racing action. Also, we'll take a step back and see what OHHA Outreach has been up to. But first, let's start with some Grand Circuit action.
Northfield Park staple Ronnie Wren Jr. drove Blueprint to win the 42nd $1 million Pepsi North America Cup at Woodbine Mohawk Park. The Ron Burke trainee posted the fastest 3/4 in Cup history at 1:19.1 and edged 53-1 long shot Madden Oaks by a head in a thrilling finish, winning in a stakes and track record 147-1.
Inside, and Blueprint trying to fend him off. A couple of Cup rookies battling it out right down to the wire. Inside is Madden Oaks. Blueprint comes back to win it. It's Blueprint.
Grand Circuit action continued with a $200,000 Battle of Lake Erie at MGM Northfield Park. Brett Miller drove Ken Hanover to victory in a dual world and track record 148-3 for trainer Roland Maller.
Popping out of the pocket, and the local hero dunking up the inside, but it's Ken Hanover and Brett Miller for a fourth victory in the battle.
The victory marked Miller's fourth career battle win, tying him with Matt Cayley for most all time.
All right, here in a ecstatic winner's circle, joined by trainer Roland Maller and driver Brett Miller. Roland, it's the first horse you've ever started at Northfield. I'd say maybe we should send a few more.
Yeah, we'll try to come back maybe next year.
Absolutely. Now, Roland, this horse, very good 3-year-old, won a heat of the jug. Last year at 4, didn't race, but maybe a dozen times. Obviously had some physical problems. Boy, he's come back here at 5, raging.
Yeah, he's come back really good. And knock on wood, hopefully the issues he had last year are behind him and we can continue on.
And, you've kind of stayed in the overnight classes till tonight. This horse looks like he's ready for top open company, obviously.
I believe he is. That's a really good bunch of horses that were in there tonight, and you got to be on your game to get on the gravy.
By far the fastest mile we've had since the track was redone. Brett Miller with his 4th Battle of Lake Erie win. I believe that ties with Cayley as the top. Brett, just a great performance by this horse.
Yeah. I talked to my cousin David before the race, and I talked to Roland before the race, and just talking to those two guys, they give me a lot of confidence. And when we got away in the 2-hole, I was feeling pretty good.
Getting David off of there is like taking the donut off the bat, isn't it?
We don't want to say too much. He's win about 10,000 more races than me.
So which Miller do you go with next start?
We'll flip a coin, I guess.
I go Del S. Del S for the next start. Hey, congratulations to the connections. Ken Hanover, 148-3 track record in tonight's Battle of Lake Erie.
The 5-year-old son of Captain Treacherous has 16 wins and over $800,000 in career earnings. That same night, Do It Like Bobby won the $75,000 Buckeye Distaff by nearly 6 lengths with driver Dan Noble.
No fooling April's off the rail, but as they turn for home, this is a powerhouse performance. A dazzler from Do It Like Bobby. Much the best. She wins by 6 in the end.
Do It Like Bobby is trained by Christy Noble. The 6-year-old mare by Down by the Seaside boasts 28 lifetime wins with over $515,000 in earnings. The action continued at Northfield Park with a second leg of the Ohio Sire Stakes for sophomores. 6 horses remained undefeated throughout 2 legs. Virgil Morgan Jr. trainees Odds On Chesapeake and Odds On Hialeah are both 2 for 2 in the division for 3-year-old filly pacers. Dan Noble drove Odds On Chesapeake to victory in leg 2. The winning time of 150 was just 2/5 off both world and track records for 3-year-old filly pacers.
Skywalker C was valiant, but she's second to Odds On Chesapeake, who's 3 for 3.
Odds On Hialeah won her division with Brett Miller in the sulky.
Odds On Hialeah off the turn, clear by 2. Rose Run Amy is chasing valiantly, but Odds On Hialeah, the champ, is perfect again.
Miller also drove Morgan Jr. trainee Aunt Laura to her second OSS win of the season in the division for sophomore filly trotters.
And Aunt Laura turns with the lead. Dream Something on the outside is all out trying to close. Rose Run Allison up the inside could be a late threat, but Aunt Laura is a wire winner. Aunt Laura wins.
Chris Page guided Ron Burke stablemates Rick Wink and Fear the Hate to their second OSS victories in the sophomore Colt Pacer division. Rick Wink won by 2 lengths in 150.
Rick Wink off the turn in a hand drive. Extra Suds down at the inside is second best to Rick Wink in front.
Fear the Hate posted a 1-length victory in 152-1, marking his 5th win in 5 starts this season.
Down by the water, and Unique Catch who tips off the rail to commence his bid. Fear the Hate slips away, and Fear the Hate is 5-4-5.
Battle Hill is unbeaten in the OSS among 3-year-old colt trotters. Leaving from the far outside, he secured a 2-length win with Chris Limbs in the sulky for trainer Matthew Burkholder.
Battle Hill, clear by 2.5. Jet Wings all out giving futile chase now. It's Battle Hill and Chris Limbs. They go back to back. They're 2 for 2 in the Sire Stakes.
Jailhouse Pearl and LT Loverboy also posted wins in the second leg. The party continued at Northfield Park as they hosted sophomore Colt Pacers and Trotters when they kicked off the second leg of the Buckeye Stallion Series. In an extremely tight finish, Go Jim Dandy and Seaside Star were declared winners in a dead heat in their division of Colt Pacers.
Go Jim Dandy is finishing with a flurry down the...
Welcome back to the Noble County Fairgrounds in Caldwell, Ohio. Frank Frost along with Don Tiger. Our ambulance is back. And
what was the official time?
It was 7:56 when we left. The ambulance came back about 4 minutes ago, so we'll call it 17 after. So we'll call it 21 minutes.
So I would be closer.
You would be closer,
yeah,
yes.
okay.
You would be closer. So as we're waiting for the post
Thankfully, through the significant others that care about us, I was closer.
Yes, you were. So let's send it up to Ken Terpenning for the post-parade of the 7th.
Horses are on the track for race 7, second division 3-year-old filly Pacers. Purse of $6,558. Number 1 is Maddie's Delight, owned by SCP Stable. Steve Carter trains. Carson Conrad does the driving. Number 2 is Got, Stop, Pay Me, and Papa. I think I got that right. Owned by Stephen Butler. Melvin Byler trains. Alex Hawk in the sulky. Number 3, Sweet Potato Pie, owned and trained by Robert Bernard. Jesse Bernard in the sulky. The 4 is Miss Dragon, owned by Melissa Sword. Larry 6 trains. Christian Myers in the bike. And number 5 is Tip, owned by Ed Tiffy. Ed Ryder trains. Case Bateson in the sulky.
Let's take a quicker look at these horses for this, our 7th race tonight. And the number 1 is Maddie's Delight. Carson Conrad drives for Steve Carter. This is a lather-up filly out of the mare Moonlight Delight. SCP Stables owns. This horse has won 6 of its last 8. It has 7 wins on the year, 4 seconds in 13 starts, earnings over $44,000. It is a homebred for Stephen Price out of Georgia. Last win was at Woodsfield in 158-1, has a mark of 153, and Ford Scioto Downs took that last year.
2 horse, Gots to Pay Me and Papa. Melvin Byler trains for Stephen Byler. Alex Hawk has the lines today. 0 for 21 on the season. Does have 4 third-place finishes and $6,147 in earnings. Was a good third last time out at Woodsfield. Last season, this horse was 1 for 11. This horse does have $20,000 on his card. We'll appreciate the inside draw today.
The number 3 is Sweet Potato Pie. Jesse Bernard drives for Robert Bernard. This is a Racing Hill out of the $1 Million Cam mare Miss Pinkie Pie. Did not race as a 2-year-old. 13 starts this year, looking for that first win.
4 horse, Miss Dragon. Larry 6 trains for Melissa Sword. Christian Myers has the line today. 0 for 11 on the season, but last time out from the 8 hole at Scioto Downs. Went right to the lead. Still held on for 5th. Prior to that, 2 nice second-place finishes at Scioto. Source is well men in here.
The number 5 is Tip. Case Basin drives for Ed Ryder. This is a lather-up out of Western Top Cat. Ed Tiffy owns. 12 starts this year, 2 wins, 3 seconds, 3 thirds, lifetime earnings $25,000. They're rolling and down. What does this race have that none of the other ones have? No horses have had a break on their lines that we can see.
Let's hope that covers flu.
Let's send it up to Ken Terpenning.
We gotta have fun, folks. And here they come for the 7th race. They're off and pacing, and they're getting away in post position order, thankfully. Maddie's Delight goes for the lead. Gots to Pay Me and Papa in second. Sweet Potato Pie third. Miss Dragon fourth. Tip in 5th. As they motor around the turn and head to the back stretch, it's Maddie's Delight. Carson Conrad shows the way. A length to Gots to Pay Me and Papa. Back in 3rd is Sweet Potato Pie. In 4th, Miss Dragon. 5th is Tip. As they motor past that quarter-mile station, Maddie's Delight has the lead by a length. No movement as of yet. Quarter was up in 32-1. Going along in that pocket is Gots to Pay Me in Paper. Back in third is Sweet Potato Pie. Miss Dragon in fourth and Tip in fifth. They're still single file as they come off the turn. They come in front of the grandstands for the first time, and Maddie's Delight still showing the way. Gots to Pay Me in Paper second. Now we got some movement as Sweet Potato Pie pulls to the outside. Miss Dragon is following that move, as is Tip. They go by that half mile. It's Maddie's Delight in the lead, 106 flat. On the outside, Sweet Potato Pie. Man, that sounds good. That one's in second and moving towards the leader. Sweet Potato Pie sweeping up on the outside to challenge Maddie's Delight for the lead. On the outside there, we have Miss Dragon. Back along the inside is Gots to Pay Me in Paper. Trailing the field, but moving to the outside is Tip. They went by 3/4. It's still Maddie's Delight, 135-1. Maddie's Delight opening back up by 3. It's Maddie's Delight still there. Carson Conrad says go as they drive for the wire. And it's Maddie's Delight opening up for the victory here. Carson Conrad, cha-ching. Up for second is Tip. Third is Miss Dragon. Time of the mile, 2:03.4.
Maddie's Delight showed why she is the cream of the crop in this field, coming away with the easy victory in 2:03. Case Bateson able to get Tip from last up to second for Ed Ryder, and finishing third was Miss Dragon.
Yeah, big last half. I'm not exactly a super mathematician here, but I think they went 2:06 and change to the half, and we finished 2:03.4, so that's a 57-58 back half here, which is pretty nice mile. And Carson put him to sleep there. I saw when he finally grabbed the racetrack. Everybody was kind of leaving the gate, and they all kind of fell in just elementary order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But Carson took full advantage of just backing into him. Really didn't ask this filly to pace until she got past the half. And when he did ask her, she paced indeed, and she won very convincingly. That is no slouch for her. 21 wins and 32 starts. This filly has been 2 years in a row here, a stalwart on the fair circuit.
Don had a unbelievable year last year. She kicked it off finishing third in the Next Generation, then won 4 legs of the Buckeye Stallion Series. Did not fare well in the Buckeye Stallion Series Championship, but finished second in the Ohio Fairs Championship.
I believe she was third in the Next Generation from the 9-hole, too. So I'm pretty sure she had the 9-hole that day.
Filly by Lather Up out of the Western Hanover Mare, Moonlight Delight, owned by SCP Stable Incorporated of Canton, Georgia. Steve Carter, the winning trainer. Carson Conrad, the winning driver. Maddie's Delight's 8th victory on the year, 21st career win in her 32nd start. Taking the mile today in 2:03.4. Trophy presentation in the memory of Jerry Davis by the Davis family.
The 9-hole in the Next Generation.
Yeah, I talked to Danny. Danny drove her that day and said she was very good. If she would have drawn anywhere inside, he thought he might have won it. So tells you that this filly's been good from day one.
So let's get the rundown.
Maddie's Delight returning 210, 210, 210. Tip finishing second, no place payout, 210 to show. Miss Dragon finished third, 210 to show, 1.5 exacta, $2.60. 154 trifecta, $5 even.
So there you have it, the rundown. Maddie's Delight, your winner. Gots to Pay Me in Paper, 5th. Here we go. Let's go up to Ken.
Your race winner, Gots to Pay Me in Paper, 5th. Sweet Potato Pie, 4th. Miss Dragon, 3rd. And Tip was 2nd. Checking top down, 154.32, 2:03.4.
So there you have the rundown. We'll take a break, and when we come back, the 8th 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters going for $6,520 when we return to Caldwell, Ohio.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and in range, as well as branded by Lindy, Jug winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Have you heard about Bob? It's the Buckeye Owner Bonus, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association's new incentive program. The program is for people who purchase yearlings or retain their homebreds out of mares registered and eligible for the OHHA's Breeders' Award program at the upcoming 2025 sales. The total bonus will be 1/2 the amount designated for that year's Breeders' Award program. For more information about the Buckeye Owner Bonus, visit OHHA.com or call 614-221-3650.
Welcome back to Caldwell, Ohio. Frank Fraz, Don Tiger. 7 in the books, getting ready for race number 8. Beautiful night here in eastern Ohio. Temperature probably down in the mid-60s right about now. Very cool, comfortable. A few of our fans wrapped up in blankets. A lot of them wearing sweatshirts today. A lot of the crowd stuck around during our ambulance delay, so still here enjoying the races tonight. As I said, tomorrow we've got 2 fairs going on. We've got Canton tomorrow, so make sure you tune in at noon for that post time. And then we've got Findlay, the Hancock County Fair, at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. So I hope that you'll be able to join us and watch some of fine Ohio County Fair racing tomorrow, waiting for the horses to make their way onto the track. For this, the 8th race, 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters going for $6,520.
Special shout out too to Peggy Carter, Steve Carter's mom, obviously watching her son win a couple races down here at the fair last couple days. So nice to see you, Peggy. Good to hear from you. Your son continues to do well on all circuits, so congrats on that.
Waiting for him to come on out. On this, new lights here at Caldwell, put in a couple of years ago. You might want to take the look on the back stretch. You can see well lit. You know, we get to some of these fair tracks and you get into the nighttime and it gets tough to see some of the drivers on the backside, you know, especially with some of the lights, but some really good lights here at Caldwell. All 4 are out on the track, so we'll get the post parade going.
Is there any discussions, Frank? I know me and you have had this discussion off the air before. Is there any discussions eventually trying to get some of our fair races into the ADWs? Or
always talking about it,
Okay.
trying to figure out ways to do that.
I would say, as a fan, this is a fan perspective totally. Obviously, I play tons of different roles in racing. As a fan, I would love to see it. I'm fortunate enough to come and cover 12 or 14 of these races every year, but I can tell you, I talk to so many people that listen to the broadcast everywhere, Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, places, and they're watching, and I think they would love to partake and wager in some of these events. So I would say that I hope that we can continue to look into that. I think we have an all-star crew here, too, with everyone from our photography people, our photo finish, our track announcers, our judges, and I know there's a lot more that would go into detail as far as making sure we got adequate driver changes and information to the public. But I would say I'm a big proponent to see if we could make that happen.
Well, I was up at a conference a couple weeks ago, and you know that was some discussions that were going on how to incorporate things like that. So you know it's being talked about in a lot of other places too for fair racing, and just trying to figure out different ways to do it. And, there's a bunch of technical things that you got to work through. But it is, it is one of the things we talk about. Just waiting on one more horse to come out. 3 of the 4 are out. Just a short 4-horse field this time. Kelko, David Morgan's horse that he is driving. That's the one we're waiting on. And don't see, I'm looking at, like we said, we've got a barn at the beginning of the back stretch, and then we also have a barn down around the far turn, the upper turn, and trying to see if horses coming out of one of those 2 barns. I didn't get a chance to get down to the barn in the upper turn. I was down in the barn by the start of the backstretch, was able to talk to a bunch of the horsemen that were in there tonight. And
thank you for doing that, too. I get a lot of feedback that people love to see the stories of the people on the backstretch, and you're an ambassador for doing that.
And that's what
great.
It's all about, is finding out the different types of stories, finding out a little bit about, horses, and I mean, we've got the one thing I really enjoy trying to find out, if you can, is the naming of horses. 'Cause some of them are real easy. You look at the sire and you look at the dam, and they combine that. But then you get some other ones that are, that are different ones. Susan Schroeder today, we were out at the Blooded Horse Sale, and she was telling me a gentleman came up to her and said, "You want to know how that horse Pumpkin Skin got its name?" And because she had, was watching the horse, and she had made a comment, says, "I wonder how this horse got the name." So the breeder came up to her, and I don't know if it was at the races or at the sale, but said, that horse came out of a black mare, just pitch black. And he said he went down to the barn, looked at it, and it was orange. And he said, "Who put the pumpkin skin on it?" And that's how the name came about. So, you find all these great names of some of these, and, you just wonder how they came about, some of them. Like Jurassic Jokester. Well, Michael Welch, or Jerry Welch, every one of his horses have the Jurassic at the front of it, and then he puts it at the end. Yep. Let's go for the post parade.
Circa 2-year-old Colts and Geldings, 2nd Division Trotters, purse of $6,500, $20. Trophy presented by Gardner's Horseshoeing. Number 1 is Kelko by Stanley Bowman. David Morgan trains and drives. Number 2 is Don't Dawdle Dude, owned by Weber and Dillon. Barney Dillon trains. Christian Myers in the sulky. Number 3 is Jurassic Jokester, owned by Welch and Lowe. Michael Lowe trains and drives. Number 4 is Hill for Shore, owned and trained by David Miller. Derek Wadaker in the bike. 4 trotters going post.
The number 1 is Kelko, driven by 73-year-old David Morgan, who also trains, owned by Stanley Bowman. This is a Team 6 colt. 2 wins in 5 starts this year, earnings of $6,500. Has made a lot of breaks, though, on its card, but has come back and won after a break at Piketon. Also was a winner at Mount Vernon.
A 2-horse, Don't Dawdle Dude. Barney Dillon trains and co-owns with Donna Weber. Christian Myers has the lines today. Nice accomplished horse here, 2 for 5 in a brief career, 1 second-place finish, 3 of 5 on the board, $7,500 in earnings. Last time out was a good second at Woodsfield. Prior to that, the Rock took that long stretch and did get up. Made a break, 3 back, but this one, when minds his manners, again, does a very good job. 1 of 2 entries still on the card for Barney Dillon, and this one has a big shot.
The number 3 is Jurassic Jokester. Michael Lowe drives and trains. Also co-owns with Jerry Welch. This is a Volstead out of Vamp Hall mare. 4 starts this year, 2 third-place finishes. Last time out was a third-place finish at Woodsfield. Trotted in 2:06. The winner came home in 2:04 and 1.
4-horse, Hill for Sure. David H. Miller owns and trains. Derek Wadaker, his driver today. Hill for Sure, 0 for 4 in the career. Hasn't made it to the winner's circle, but does have 1 second-place finish. Made a skip last time out at Rock Springs and recovered from that and battled gamely before tiring. Prior to that was a 5th-place finisher at Piketon. And go back on the card, cut them out both Carrollton and Wellston. So this one's got some gate speed. Wouldn't surprise me if he minds his manners that he would go to the front end here. It's a wide-open race, and that's your field of 4.
Short field, they are getting ready on the back stretch to go to the gates.
Big shout out here too for Team Wokenberg that does do start. We start the fairs is the slogan on the side of the car. I had this discussion yesterday. Me and Steven did in a football game. No one ever gives the center the credit, but if he doesn't hike that football back to kick that field goal or give that to the quarterback or give it to the running back, guess what? The play never begins.
That is true.
So without John today and Mr. Wokenberg and his crew and everything they do, they show up. Yeah, we've had ambulances, but if those guys don't show up, we have no racing. So
gentlemen starts at that point. You know, and we've seen a few of those over the past years.
We don't want to get
No.
to that. We want to
No.
keep with the gate to make fair, equitable racing. But that family and all the people that work there, sons and everybody takes care of it. Mike does an amazing job. I was talking to him, and he said, I don't know any weekends of having weekends off. We were talking about that, and he's always working and tireless and just a great guy and ambassador for sport, loves harness racing, and a big shout-out to them for everything they do to start the fairs.
And the one nice thing, too, is, you can get a ride in that starting gate, too. So Mike is very open to having people ride in there to see what it's like in the starting gate. And, I've had a lot of friends have had the opportunity to ride in the starting gates on different situations, and they come out of that gate, their eyes look like silver dollars, like, oh my, what did I just see? And that's exactly what it is. So we are set to go from the rail out. Kelco with David Morgan in the bike. Don't Dwaddle Dude, Christian Myers, Jurassic Joker, and Mike Lowe. And on the far outside, Hill for sure, Derek Wadaker. Let's send it up to Ken Terpenny for the call of our 8th.
Midway through the turn, they're approaching the head of the stretch for a start. Picking up speed here for the 8th race. Here they come. They're off and trotting. Kelco from the inside. Don't Dawdle Dude. Settling into 3rd is Jurassic, a Jokester, and Hill for sure gets away in 4th. Up front, Kelco cut the corner, but went off stride. Made a break. Kelco is on the gallop. Taking over the lead is Don't Dawdle Dude, who didn't dawdle there. Took over the lead here and opens up by 3. Back in 2nd is Jurassic Jokester. 3rd now is Hill for sure. Still off stride at the back of the pack is Kelco as they motor by that opening quarter. Don't Dawdle Dude by 3.5 over Jurassic Jokester past the quarter in 31 and 3. Back in 3rd is Hill for sure. Kelco is now back trotting and is trying to catch the field. As they motor through that turn, they'll straighten up here in front of the stands. Closing the gap quickly, Kelco moved from 4th, is now moving to the outside into 3rd, now into 2nd, and making a big sweeping move. Kelco right back from that mistake, takes the lead. Back to 2nd, Don't Dawdle Dude. Back in 3rd, Jurassic Jokester. 4th is Hill for sure. Half was up in 105 and 1. They're battling up front now as Kelco couldn't clear the lead there in the straightaway. So they're in the turn. Kelco on the outside. On the inside, Don't Dawdle Dude. They're battling head and head, nose and nose, stride for stride up the back stretch. A nose in front to Kelco. Back on the inside is Don't Dawdle Dude. In 3rd, Jurassic Jokesters trying to close up now, and that one's in contention as they go by 3/4 and 1, 35 and 2. Don't Dawdle Dude battles back to take a half a length advantage. Kelco in 2nd, 2 lengths back in 3rd to Hill for sure and Jurassic Jokester, as they turn for home. It's Don't Dawdle Dude with the lead on the outside. Here comes Kelco on the inside, Jurassic Jokester, but it's Don't Dawdle Dude to hang on. Photo for 2nd and 3rd between Jurassic Jokester and Kelco. Time of the mile, 2:06 and 1.
That was an exciting race, especially with Kelko after making the early break, just turned on the jets and got back into it. And at the wire, it was Don't Dawdle Dude. It looked like Jurassic Jokester got up on the inside for second. And Kelko, a game third.
If they had turnstiles here and you had to pay to get your entry in here, I'd probably go back through and pay again because I've gotten my money's worth today as a fan. I mean, what a great race. I mean, amazing effort. I mean, even like the third place finisher, David Morgan, lost by 3/4 of a length. That horse broke stride, spotted the field 10 lengths.
Oh, yeah.
Came all the way up on the outside and battled to the wire. Great effort there. And then this Jurassic Jokester hadn't been minding her manners, and she came scooting up the inside. There was a point in time I thought she was going to win in a stretch. So 3 of them across the track. You're getting your money's worth today.
Oh,
watching
without
these
a
races,
doubt.
So.
And I'll tell you, Kelko's not that big of a, a colt or a gelding. Or no, he is a colt, but not that big. Because if you looked on the backstretch behind the number 2 as they were going down the stretch, you almost couldn't see Kelko next to Don't Dawdle Dude, and but just had those legs churning like crazy and able to battle back up to second and ended up third in that race. But that was an exciting race.
Very exciting race. Put a big circle around that Kelko, too, because as this horse continues to go forward, minds his manners. Nice gait, very fluid trotter. But Don't Dawdle Dude, Christian Myers picks up his second of the day. And I don't want to do like Notre Dame is foreshadowing here, but he's got a good shot to double up for these connections in the 10th race for Barney Dillon and Christian Myers once again with Doodlebug. So might not be the last time we see Christian in the winner's circle today. Nice effort, powerful effort, well earned. Don't Dawdle Dude. All 3 of the horses ran 1, 2, 3. No shame in any of their efforts.
No, not at all. And the winners will be making their way around.
Dude returning 420 to win, 640 to place. The 2-3 exacta, $8.40. 2-3-1 trifecta, $5.20. Official rundown, Kelko third, Don't Dawdle Dude your race winner. Jurassic Jokester was second, Hill for Shore fourth. 3-1-2-4 your order. Top down there in race 8. 206-1 for Don't Dawdle Dude.
Dude, Jurassic Jokester was second, and Kelko finished third. Here come the connections to get their picture taken with your winner, Don't Dawdle Dude. Christian Myers bringing it home for Barney Dillon. Third win in 6 starts. Let's go up to Ken Trepenning.
By Gardner's Horseshoeing is the winner of race 8, number 2, Don't Dawdle Dude. 2-year-old bay gelding by Muscle Up the Goal. Out of the Southwind Wrangler mare, Argena, owned by Donna Weber, and Barney Dillon from Jerusalem, Ohio. Barney Dillon, the winning trainer. Christian Myers, the winning driver. Don't Dawdle Dude's third victory of his career. And the third victory of the season. And that, at 206-1, is a new lifetime mark.
New lifetime mark for Don't Dawdle Dude was 206-4 at Piketon. Comes home here in 206-1. Takes 3 ticks off of that. That's now 2 wins in the last 3 races.
Barney Dillon made his way over here, too. He must have liked both of his horses' chances today as he's patting Christian on the back. Very happy. He's actually taking a ride back. Look at this. That's old school. When I used to be a groom, that's how I used to go back to the winner's circle. You rode on the bike.
So there you go. The winner, Don't Dawdle Dude. Your winner, the number 1, Kelko. Third, Don't Dawdle Dude. The winner, Jurassic Jokester. Second, Hill for Sure was fourth. From the top, 3-1, 2-4 on the bottom. Final time, 2:06 and 1. 2 races left to go from the Noble County Fairgrounds. Next up, it's our free-for-all pace. Scratch down from 5 to 4. Scratch the number 3, Lucky Baloo. We'll be back with our free-for-all pace right after this.
They're often racing in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. Catch the excitement of Ohio harness racing at one of the county fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. For over 150 years, people have gathered at county fairs to cheer on their favorite racehorses. Keep the tradition alive. Visit one of the 10 fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit this summer. Horses, racing, and winning. It's the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. 10 great fairs in southeastern Ohio.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
We are back at the Noble County Fairgrounds in Caldwell, Ohio, just off of I-77, south of I-70. So far, the night belongs to Brady Clemens. 3 wins on the night so far. Christian Myers has a couple of wins. Eric Nesselrode with 2 training wins. Everybody else just 1 win so far. So waiting for the free-for-all pace to take place. Waiting for the horses to make their way on. You know, Don told you about Hillbilly Fairy Tale. Lifetime earnings, $238,000. And without a doubt, the class of this field, you've got Frisky Up has earned just $6,300, a 4-year-old. You've got the George's Pick, a 3-year-old gelding, did not race as a 2-year-old, making just its 3rd lifetime start. And at Athleta, a 3-year-old filly. This year, 18 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and they will be battling the 12-year-old veteran, Hillbilly Fairy Tale.
Yeah, just a nice horse. I mean, I know Charlie Myers very well. We kind of grew up together, same age, but he's an excellent horseman. It's nice to see his sons driving too, Lucas and Christian, doing a phenomenal job, following in the family footsteps. Uncle David's been a long-time Ohio horseman forever. Just a good family. They do things the right way. But this horse, as I've said many, many times on the air, if you want to see what a racehorse is supposed to look like when Hillbilly Fairy Tale post-parade, take a look. Just muscled up, perfect conformation, great-looking horse. Charlie does an excellent job keeping this one fit. And I love that they keep him going. I mean, 12 years old, still racing at the fairs. And I would venture we're going to see him the next couple of years here too. So
You touched on it with, seeing Father Time, record holder, race here, and we get the opportunity to see the pace record holder, Hillbilly Payson Hill, race here again. Holds the record of 156-2. It's not too often though that you get to see the record holders back again, both on the same card.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm a fan. It's great to see horses that you're a fan when you get to come out and see these animals here. And again, we're only going for $1,500. I mean, no one's going to get rich here, but people love to compete. And, like in Charlie's situation, I'm sure this is about giving his sons opportunity to drive and further themselves in the sport and keep a nice horse going and pick up some money and be part of harness racing lore. So it's cool. I love to see the horse race. I love to see this kind of competition.
We talk about the fun of coming out and watching horses at the county fair. The other nice thing is, and we talk about this, how great of athletes they are. You can't do it in a major league game. You can't do it at the NFL. You can't do it in the NBA. You can't walk up to these athletes and, get right next to them. You can't here at the county fairs. You can walk.
You brought
down
up a good point, too, with just saying that. That's what I love about Zanesville, I don't know. I have every fair I have a different feel to, but Zanesville I love because the horses come through the crowd. But we got the Little Brown Jug Week coming up.
Oh.
And if you want to see horses between the Jug Barn, the Jugette Barn, and everything, we've got oh, man, we lost our ambulance again,
Yep,
Frank.
he just went off. But as you were saying about the Little Brown Jug.
I mean, we have that coming up. And, again, if you're a fan and you like listening to our broadcast and you always can't get out somewhere, one place I'll tell you have to go visit. You have to go to Delaware, Ohio for the Little Brown Jug Week. We're there 5 days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And you get a chance to see horse flesh there. You can interact with trainers, like people walk by you. Oh, there goes, Tim Tetrick. There goes Brett Miller. There goes Steve Carter. There goes Ron Burke. I mean, you can get close and personal, and that's what's really cool about our fair circuit is we give these opportunities to fans. So how often, if you are a baseball fan, which me and you are, you can't always go sit next to Aaron Judge.
Exactly.
And in that place you can. So we offer a very unique perspective.
One of our partners, Press Pros Magazine, just did a story with Greg Luther about the Dark County Fair, and Greg makes it a point. He tells his employees, if you see somebody walking near the barn or through the barn with a stroller, invite them in, talk to them, pull the, get the horse's head. Have the child pet the horse. Get them to become involved and meet these, these horses. Talk to the trainers. Talk to the grooms, and you can do it. And at Delaware, it's, if you're down in that upper turn near Brian Brown's barn, they walk right by you. You know, it's right there. They are walking.
That's
right
like sitting
by
in
you.
a dugout for a baseball game. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And,
it's really cool. It's a cool part that we allow people to get up close and personal. So if you haven't been out to the Little Brown Jug, and you are in a listening audience, I really challenge you, get out there any day of the week. It's just a great time. We're there all day. I mean,
come visit us in our tent in the back stretch right next to the log cabin. The OHHA will be there. We'll have our tent. You can, come on in and spin our trivia wheel, talk to our staff and everything, find out more about harness racing. In fact, this year we're going to have I believe we're going to have 2 authors in there at some point. A book recently written about Greyhound that won the Hambletonian years ago. So that author, I think, is going to join us. We do our speaker series there Wednesday and Thursday morning when we invite a few people in, and we do an interview show there. We'll have that on the air. But if you're there, we have a studio audience, and you can ask questions. So it's a great opportunity to stop on by. Well, right now we are back in our ambulance delay, the second one of the night, and the horses were on the track. They were ready to start parading for the post parade, but the lights went on the ambulance and off it went, and we are now back in the delay. So we're going to head back again after these commercial breaks. We're going to go to our newsletter, and you can watch that, and then we will be back with more racing, the final 2 races on the card, when the ambulance returns right after this.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
Have you heard about Bob? It's the Buckeye Owner Bonus, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association's new incentive program. The program is for people who purchase yearlings or retain their homebreds out of mares registered and eligible for the OHHA's Breeders' Award program at the upcoming 2025 sales. The total bonus will be 1/2 the amount designated for that year's Breeders' Award program. For more information about the Buckeye Owner Bonus, visit OHHA.com or call 614-221-3650.
Own a little and love it a lot. The Stable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. The Stable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
This is Ohio Harness Update, a look at harness racing across the Buckeye State. Ohio Harness Update is brought to you by Matt Franklin, Wealth Advisor at Wire to Wire Wealth.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the latest edition of Ohio Harness Update. I'm Ashley Daly. We just celebrated the first day of summer last Friday, and you know what that means. Summer is stake season. In this episode of Ohio Harness Update, we're going to take a look at the OSS, BSS, and fair racing action. Also, we'll take a step back and see what OHHA Outreach has been up to. But first, let's start with some Grand Circuit action.
Northfield Park staple Ronnie Wren Jr. drove Blueprint to win the 42nd $1 million Pepsi North America Cup at Woodbine Mohawk Park. The Ron Burke trainee posted the fastest 3/4 in Cup history at 1:19.1 and edged 53-1 long shot Madden Oaks by a head in a thrilling finish, winning in a stakes and track record 147-1.
Inside, and Blueprint trying to fend him off. A couple of Cup rookies battling it out right down to the wire. Inside is Madden Oaks. Blueprint comes back to win it. It's Blueprint.
Grand Circuit action continued with a $200,000 Battle of Lake Erie at MGM Northfield Park. Brett Miller drove Ken Hanover to victory in a dual world and track record 148-3 for trainer Roland Maller.
Popping out of the pocket, and the local hero dunking up the inside, but it's Ken Hanover and Brett Miller for a 4th victory in the battle.
The victory marked Miller's 4th career battle win, tying him with Matt Haley for most all time.
All right, here in a ecstatic winner's circle, joined by trainer Roland Maller and driver Brett Miller. Roland, it's the first horse you've ever started at Northfield. I'd say maybe we should send a few more.
Yeah, we'll try to come back maybe next year.
Absolutely. Now, Roland, this horse, very good 3-year-old, won a heat of the jug. Last year at 4, didn't race, but maybe a dozen times. Obviously had some physical problems. Boy, he's come back here at 5, raging.
Yeah, he's come back really good, and knock on wood, hopefully the issues he had last year are behind him, and we can continue on.
And, you've kind of stayed in the overnight classes till tonight. This horse looks like he's ready for top open company, obviously.
I believe he is. That's a really good bunch of horses that were in there tonight, and you got to be on your game to get on the gravy.
By far the fastest mile we've had since the track was redone. Brett Miller with his 4th Battle of Lake Erie win. I believe that ties with Kaylee as the top. Brett, just a great performance by this horse.
Yeah. I talked to my cousin David before the race, and talked to Roland before the race, and just talking to those two guys, they give me a lot of confidence. And when we got away in a 2-hole, I was feeling pretty good.
Getting David off of there is like taking the donut off the bat, isn't it?
We don't want to say too much. He's win about 10,000 more races than me.
So which Miller do you go with next start?
We'll flip a coin, I guess.
I go Del S. Del S for the next start. Hey, congratulations to the connections. Ken Hanover, 148-3 track record in tonight's Battle of Lake Erie.
The 5-year-old son of Captain Treacherous has 16 wins and over $800,000 in career earnings. That same night, Do It Like Bobby won the $75,000 Buckeye Distaff by nearly 6 lengths with driver Dan Noble.
No fooling April's off the rail, but as they turn for home, this is a powerhouse performance. A dazzler from Do It Like Bobby. Much the best. She wins by 6 in the end.
Do It Like Bobby is trained by Christy Noble. The 6-year-old mare by Down by the Seaside boasts 28 lifetime wins with over $515,000 in earnings. The action continued at Northfield Park with the second leg of the Ohio Sire Stakes for sophomores. 6 horses remained undefeated throughout 2 legs. Virgil Morgan Jr. trainees Odds On Chesapeake and Odds On Hialeah are both 2 for 2 in the division for 3-year-old filly pacers. Dan Noble drove Odds On Chesapeake to victory in leg 2. The winning time of 150 was just 2/5 off both world and track records for 3-year-old filly pacers.
Skywalker C was valiant, but she's second to Odds On Chesapeake, who's 3 for 3.
Odds On Hialeah won her division with Brett Miller in the sulky.
Odds On Hialeah off the turn, clear by 2. Rose Ranami is chasing valiantly, but Odds On Hialeah, the champ, is perfect again.
Miller also drove Morgan Junior trainee Aunt Laura to her second OSS win of the season in the division for sophomore Philly Trotters.
And Aunt Laura turns with the lead. Dream Something on the outside is all out trying to close. Rose Allison up the inside could be a late threat, but Aunt Laura is a wire-to-wire winner. Aunt Laura wins.
Chris Page guided Ron Burke stablemates Rick Wink and Fear the Hate to their second OSS victories in the sophomore Colt Pacer division. Rick Wink won by 2 lengths in 150.
Rick Wink off the turn and a hand drive. Extra suds down at the inside is second best to Rick Wink in front.
Fear the Hate posted a 1-length victory in 152-1, marking his 5th win in 5 starts this season.
Down by the water, and Unique Catch who tips off the rail to commence his bid. Fear the Hate slips away, and Fear the Hate is 5-4-5.
Battle Hill is unbeaten in the OSS among 3-year-old Colt Trotters. Leaving from the far outside, he secured a 2-length win with Chris Limbs in the sulky for trainer Matthew Burkholder.
Battle Hill, clear by 2.5. Jet Wings all out giving futile chase now. It's Battle Hill and Chris Limbs. They go back-to-back. They're 2 for 2 in the Sire Stakes.
Jailhouse Pearl and LT Loverboy also posted wins in the second leg. The party continued at Northfield Park as they hosted sophomore Colt Pacers and Trotters when they kicked off the second leg of the Buckeye Stallion Series. In an extremely tight finish, Go Jim Dandy and Seaside Star were declared winners in a dead heat in their division of Colt Pacers.
Go Jim Dandy is finishing with a flurry down the center. Here comes Go Jim Dandy trying to reach House of Bricks, and up the inside Seaside Star. Here's the wire photo.
Driver Dan Noble won 3 of the 5 divisions for Colt Trotters. One of those victories was a photo finish as Along Came Tom held off Tiny Tom to win by a head.
Tiny Tom trying to reach Along Came Tom. Down to the wire. Photo. Along Came Tom holds off Tiny Tom.
Noble also won with Smoke One for Me and Full Moon How. Heading south, El Dorado Scioto Downs was the place to be for some milestone moments in June. On June 11th, Nate Alexander scored his first training win with House That Santa Built.
House That Santa Built cruising along trying to get there. I'm a Chick Magnet digging late. House That Santa Built hangs on to win it.
On June 13th, Prince of Honor with Chris Page became the fastest trotter in the history of Scioto, winning in a photo finish in 1:50-2.
Prince of Honor trying to get to her there, stride for stride, driving for the wire. Refined Prince of Honor on the outside. Refined won't give in. Prince of Honor in the final stride.
3 races later, Rose Run Amy with Dan Noble tied the track record for 3-year-old Philly Pacers, winning in 1:49-4.
Judge me again. They're into the stretch, and Danny says go with Rose Run Amy, and she is gone. Rose Run Amy drawing clear to win the $30,000 final of the Steve McCoy.
The Ohio County Fair racing season kicked off at the Paulding County Fair on June 9th and 10th. The first race of the year was won by Juliet Capulet. A flash flood impacted 2 barns at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds. The water was several feet deep in the stalls, and horsemen lost hay, grain, and equipment. Thanks to cooperation between the OHHA, Horsemen, and the Fair Board, racing at the Pickaway County Fair went on as scheduled. The 2-day meet was highlighted by Burnout's win in the $10,000 Steamin' Demon when he equaled the pacing track record of 1:57 with Austin Hanners in the sulky.
Burnout to take the Steamin' Demon.
As fair racing continues, we hope to see you out at the track. Grab your Ohio County Fair passport from the OHHA broadcast team at any county fair to collect stickers for every race card you attend. For a complete fair schedule, visit harnessracingohio.com. If you can't catch the action in person, be sure to check out OHHA's live stream coverage on our Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as Harness Racing Ohio. When we return, we'll take a look at what the OHHA team has been doing to support harness racing in the Buckeye State.
With over 30 years of experience in wealth planning and a lifetime of involvement in harness racing, Matt Franklin at Wire to Wire Wealth can help you build a financial plan that addresses the unique circumstances of those involved in the horse racing industry. Whether you are investing to build wealth, protect your family, or preserve your assets, Matt at Wire to Wire Wealth will work with you through the wealth planning process from start to finish.
After a successful event at Scioto Downs, the OHHA hosted its second Caretaker Appreciation Night at Northfield Park. Caretakers were treated to free food and swag as a token of appreciation for their hard work. The OHHA outreach team also hosted a day of the Ohio Farm Bureau's Explore Ag Camp to give high school age students a behind-the-scenes look at harness racing.
So today is one of the full-on sponsors day by the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. They are generous enough to partner with us during our Explore Ag program, where we get to see the entire world of the harness horsemen's racing realm. Many folks in Ohio are not familiar with this industry and how popular it is across the state of Ohio, so they give us a chance to see from start to finish what this looks like, whether it's working with the riders, the drivers, the groomers, all the way up to getting to see one of the races in action later this evening.
The activities began at Winter Circle Training Center, where students met with trainers and grooms while getting hands-on experience in horse care and learning more about the harness racing industry.
So I want to be a veterinarian, specifically large animal, and if I had to specialize, I would be an equine ophthalmologist. So this is right up my alley because there's horses everywhere. I'm really excited because I love horses and I'm learning how to drive right now actually. And so I'm just really excited to see what careers there are available and any other new technologies.
Trainers were happy to take time out of their busy schedules to share their knowledge, saying that youth involvement is key to continued growth of the sport.
I think that one of the things that we lack is educating the public and those in the younger generation to enter our business. I think that we've evolved to a point where we have the most highly developed athletes. So the conditioning in these athletes is impeccable. We build them for durability. The nutrition is impeccable. We check blood 2 times a month. Our athletes, our equine athletes, are some of the finest in the world. And I think that when that message gets out there and counteracts the message you hear from groups that are less attractive to our industry, right? It gives kids a good opportunity to decide what they want to do for themselves. So in my opinion, anytime we can get the younger generation in here and educate them on what it is that we do, it proliferates our industry. It allows our industry to continue to move forward. We need fresh blood all the time.
The students next.
Welcome back to Noble County Fair.
We're having fun.
We're having fun. And hey, when's the last time you saw a standing ovation for an ambulance? We just had one as the ambulance is back. We're almost set to go as Kenter Penning is calling the horses back to the track. And
the irony of it's not often people cheer for an ambulance coming.
Exactly.
But I literally saw people's eyes and get excited.
Oh,
like, yes, the
so one of the
ambulance is here.
one of the horses on the track. The good thing is, there's no warm-ups after this race, so we may be able to get this second race left, too. We got the 9th and the 10th to go. Get them done, get them quick before this ambulance disappears again.
We started at 6 o'clock. We're going to be here at 9:30.
That's what you were last night, too. I know. With 2 delays, 3 are on. We're waiting on one more to come to the track. Ken's having some fun up there. Yep, we need to do a post parade. Or did we do a post parade?
No, we did not.
We did not, so
No.
we need to do it. They need to come by the judges. There's the number 5 just came in front of the grandstand. Athleta, Timothy Johnson in the bike for Tommy Vosick. We got one more coming on the track and just making it through the draw gate on the back stretch. So the 4 of them are on. We'll try to get them here ready to go and get this card wrapped up and get on out of here. Steven's got a big day tomorrow. He's got to drive back to Grove City, get some sleep in, and then back on the road he goes tomorrow to Canton.
Make sure you pull that battery pack out of your back and plug it in tonight because you're going to need it tomorrow.
Let's go up to Kenter Penning for the post parade.
9th race, free for all pace, purse of $1,500. Make the drive to 2. Derek Wadaker, scratch the 3. Lucky Baloo. Numero uno, number 1, Hillbilly Fairy Tale, owned by Myers. Stevenson and Stevenson, trained by Charlie Myers. Christian Myers is in the bike. Number 2 is Frisky Up, by Norris, Morgan, and Zymer. Trained by David Morgan, Derek Wadaker in the sulky. Scratch the 3. Number 4, George's Pick, owned and trained and driven by John Hochstetler. Rounding out the field is the 5, Athleta, owned and trained by Tommy Vosick. Timmy Johnson is aboard.
So there's your post-parade. Kenter Penning having some fun here. The number 1 is Hillbilly Fairy Tale. Christian Myers drives for Charles Myers, who co-owns this horse with Randy and Theodora Stevenson of Bell Vernon, Pennsylvania. 8 starts this year, a couple of wins, 2 seconds. Lifetime 254 starts for the 12-year-old gelding by the Ponderosa. 38 wins. Was second in the Signature Series at Woodsfield. A couple of wins at Zanesville and Athens.
2 horse, Frisky Up. Make the driver Derek Wadaker. Derek Wadaker will drive the 2, Frisky Up. David Morgan trains this horse for Norris, Morgan, and Zimmer of Zanesville, Ohio. Contrary to the one who's made is a 12-year-old, made 254 starts. This one's only made 14 starts. 1 trip to the winner's circle. Still figuring out the game here. This is only the 2nd start of the season, so looking to get reacclimated to racing.
Well, George's Pick, the number 4, has only had 2 starts lifetime. John Hochstetler drives, trains, and owns this 3-year-old gelding by Latherup out of the Cam's Card Shark mare School of Card Knocks. 2 starts, did not race as a 2-year-old, has made a number of breaks trying to get things figured out. The last start was at Zanesville in the free-for-all, made a break before the start, finished 5th, well back.
5 horse rounding out the field, Athleta. Tommy Vosick trains and owns. Timmy Johnson has the lines today. Another youngster, only a 3-year-old filly in here. She's 2 for 18 on the season, though, 4 for 24 lifetime. Has a record as a 2-year-old at Grand River of 57-2. Made a break last time out and the time before that, but 3 back in the Holton pace over at Urbana. Was a game winner, paced 59-3 that day. So this filly, again, keeping her feet wet and staying tight for something down the road.
Well, Don, the good thing is, if we do get an ambulance call, I think they have a backup now, finally. There's a second one sitting out there. So
we need one. We should have one here for sure.
We may get this done, before 9:45. So the 4 are ready on the backstretch.
Perfect timing for those of us that have to drive 2 hours home, right?
Yeah. Starting getting ready, and it's on a roll from the rail out. Hillbilly Fairy Tale and Christian Myers. Frisky Up with Derek Wadaker. George's Pick with John Hochstetler. And Athleta and Timothy Johnson. The cart is rolling. Let's send it up to Kenter Penning. Has the, got to get the mice rolling a little faster in the engine there of the car. There we go. So let's send it up to Kenter Penning for the call of the 9th.
Midway through the turn. Free-for-all pacers coming to the stretch for the first time here for the start, and here they come. Oh, off stride went George's Pick, but he's back pacing, trailing the field. On the lead, Hillbilly Fairy Tale. Going away in second is Frisky Up. Going away in third is Athleta. And George's Pick trails the field in 4th as they motor around that turn past the ambulances, and they all wave. And it's Hillbilly Fairy Tale with the lead by 2 lengths. Frisky Up is in 2nd. Athleta is 3rd, and in 4th is George's Pick. As they motor past the quarter-mile station, Hillbilly Fairy Tale trips that imaginary beam in 31-3. It's Hillbilly Fairy Tale, Christian Myers showing the way by 1.5 lengths. Frisky Up in 2nd, popping out from 3rd. Here comes Timmy Johnson and Athleta. And Athleta is now moving into 2nd on the outside, catching the field after that early miscue, George's Pick. They straighten up here in front of the stands and shake hands with all the fans. On the inside, Hillbilly Fairy Tale. On the outside, Athleta. Coming out of the pocket there was Frisky Up. Back and forth is George's Pick. Half was on the board in 102-1. As they motor around the turn, Hillbilly Fairy Tale with the lead. Up on the outside, it's Athleta still battling away in second. That one now takes a tuck. Back in third is Frisky Up, and George's Pick can see them all as they motor past three-quarters here. Hillbilly Fairy Tale trying to close this one out. Now popping out from third. Here comes Athleta once again to make a run at this one. Frisky Up is right there. As they turn for home on the lead, it's still Hillbilly Fairy Tale. Three-quarters was in 132 flat. Hillbilly Fairy Tale on top. In second there we have Frisky Up as they come down the stretch. Hillbilly Fairy Tale, Frisky Up, far outside. Coming back is Athleta, but it's Hillbilly Fairy Tale to get the win. Athleta was second, Frisky Up third, George's Pick fourth. Time of the mile, 2:02.4.
The veteran, Hillbilly Fairy Tale, shows the youngsters how it's done. Wins for the third time this year in 9 starts. That's now 3 out of the last 4 for the Charles Meyer trainee.
39 trips to the winner's circle now in this storied career, 12 years young. Again, I don't see any stopping this horse. I think this horse has got to continue to go forward, but sees the racetrack out of the starting gate. A lot of credit here to Tim Johnson, Athleta. This horse tucked in, came early, made a little miscue, a little bobble in the turn, and still came on to make it a race at the wire. So that horse will move forward here. So Tommy Vossick's got to be happy with the effort of that one today for sure.
Finishing third was Frisky Up, Derek Wadaker in the bike, and rounding out the 4, George's Pick, John Hochstetler driving. So
he gets the winning ticket.
Don Tiger giving out winners here left and right.
I actually bought the ticket, too.
And you bought the tickets. There you go.
Yeah. Try to help out the local fans here. This is a great place. I love the local Caldwell people. They're super nice, and just a very small token for how they've treated us the past 2 days here.
Let's set up to Kenter Penning.
12-year-old big gelding by the Ponderosa out of the Bettor's Delight mare Cinderella Hanover. Owned in partnership by Charles Myers of Houston, Pennsylvania, Randy and Theodora Stevenson of Belle Vernon, Pennsylvania. Charlie Myers does the training. Christian Myers with the winning drive. For Christian, that is his third winning drive of the afternoon. Hillbilly Fairy Tale taking the mile in 2:02.4, 39th career win. Third on the season.
Somebody needs to tell Kenter Penning it's afternoon anymore. We're into the evening.
Your official payouts
14.
here. Hillbilly Fairy Tale returning $260 to win. No place payout. Number 5 Athleta $240 to place. The 1-5 Exacta $3.80. And the 152 Trifecta $3.80. Here's how they finished race 9. Hillbilly Fairy Tale, your race winner. Frisky Up third. Lucky Baloo Scratch. George's Pick fourth. Athleta second. Checking top down 1-3 Scratch. 4-2 on the bottom. 2:02.4. And we roll on to the 10th and final.
All right. We have made it to the 10th, the final race of the evening, and it will be the 3-year-old filly trotters when we return to Caldwell, Ohio, right after this.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Hey kids, we invite you to join the Backstretch Buddies Club, a fun and free club for kids 12 and under who love horses and wants to be a part of harness racing in Ohio. Once you've signed up, you will be able to join Willie Winnett and exciting adventures and receive awesome surprises. Sign up today using the QR code.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead's sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year, Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
It was Ewart night.
Welcome back to the Noble County Fairgrounds as we get set for our final race. Roy Burns is out with Fancy Prize. Brady Clemens out with Sarah Hill, waiting on two more to come out. Give you a little rundown of our championships as we are slowly winding through everything.
We got a showdown in this race 10-2 over here, Caldwell. We've got Brady Clemens with 3-bagger on the card. Christian Myers with a 3-bagger on his card. So both drivers will be competing for the meet. Today's race meet winning driver. One of them could get 4 if one of those horses are lucky enough to win.
So we'll kick off our championships on September 27th in Dayton. Well, really the 26th. We'll have the Gray Championships for the Ohio Sire Stakes. And on Saturday night, we will have the Scarlet Championships. That is on September 27th. And on 10-4 at Northfield, we'll have the Buckeye Stallion Series Championships. And then the Fair Championships will be on the 11th of October up at MGM Northfield Park as well. And then 2 weeks after that, I believe, it will be the Breeders' Crown. This year up at Woodbine, Mohawk, just outside of Toronto. And then the countdown begins to the 2026 Crown, held at El Dorado, Scioto Downs. Preparations already underway for that. It's the first time it'll ever be raced on a 5/8 mile track. Everybody excited to bring the Breeders' Crown to Ohio.
Now, do you know, are we carrying the meet out this year, that year?
No,
or are they going to start and give it like a 1 week meet or something?
No, what they're going to do is they're going to race their normal meet. Then it moves to Dayton, and Dayton is going to move those 2 weeks up in the schedule, and they will race the eliminations the week prior to the Crown on Saturday and Sunday at Scioto Downs, and then they will race the finals the following week.
So
they'll shut down.
meet.
Yeah, so they'll shut down for a couple weeks.
Okay.
You know, prep, get everything done, get the big tent set up, and make sure everything's ready to roll, and then the eliminations, and then they will have the finals the following week. So everybody's looking forward to that. It should be a fun time.
Really shows how far Ohio's come to land a signature event like that. And our fair program is second to none in the industry, and our Sire Stakes is really, I would say, at the top as well. I mean, we've really just taken the hold of the harness racing game right in the hotbed here in Ohio.
Ohio sired horses this year will race for nearly $23 million between the Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, the Fair Championships, the Fair Races, and other featured Ohio sired races. So a lot of money on the line. So we get set. We're getting ready for the post parade for this, our final race of the evening. This will be the 3-year-old filly trotters going for $6,355. Let's send it up to Ken Terpenning for our post parade.
The 10th and final trotters, purchase $6,355, 3-year-old fillies. I know, everybody applaud. Number 1 is Doodlebug, owned and trained by Barney Dillon. Christian Myers does the driving. Number 2 is Fancy Prize, owned by Melissa and Roy Burns. Roy Burns trains and drives. Number 3, Sarah Hill, by Powerline Racing Stable, trained by J.H. Miller. Brady Clemens gets the call. And rounding out the field is the 4, Kaylee's Princess, by Karen Freed and James Mims. Karen Freed trains Case the Man Bateson in the sulky.
Let's take a look at the horses for this, our 10th race this evening. The number 1 is Doodlebug. Christian Myers drives for trainer Barney Dillon, who also owns and bred Doodlebug, who is a filly by Jitterbug out of the Southwind Wrangler mare Argena. 6 starts this year, 4 wins. All 4 of those coming in the last 4 races. Wins at Woodsfield, Rock Springs, Zanesville, and Athens, looking to go 5 straight.
2-horse, Fancy Prize. Roy Burns trains and co-owns and Melissa Burns. Roy's got the lines today. This horse is 1 for 8 on the season, 3 of 8 on the board, 7,000 in earnings. Was 0 for 11 last year, but did have 6 second and third place finishes. Made a break last time out at Woodsfield. Still proud to rally back and salvage 4th that day. Roy had a couple very big efforts yesterday on the card. This one with a nice snug inside post could get a nice piece here.
The number 3 is Sarah Hill. Brady Clemens drives for J.H. Miller. This is owned by Powerline Racing Stable, bred by Burke Racing Stable and Knox Services of Mount Vernon, Ohio. This is a What the Hill out of the Uncle Peter mare, Petey's Sarah. 14 starts, a win, 2/3, earnings of just over $9,000 last time up. Finished 3rd at Woodsfield.
4-horse, Kaylee's Princess. Karen Freed trains and co-owns with James Mims. Case Bateson has the lines today. Sources had a lot of problems staying flat, but when it does stay flat, 3 back stayed flat the whole way. Ended up like a nice, credible 3rd-place finish at Zanesville. Source does have 5 third-place finishes and 14 career tilts. And Minds His Manners can certainly factor today.
So the starting gate getting ready to start rolling, and this will be our 10th and final race of the night from the Noble County Fair in Caldwell, Ohio. From the rail out, Doodlebug and Christian Myers. Fancy Prize, Roy Burns. Sarah Hill with Brady Clemens in the bike, and Kaylee's Princess with Case Bateson. Let's send it up to Ken Terpenning for the call of the 10th.
Gates in motion. From the rail out, we got Doodlebug, Fancy Prize, Sarah Hill, Kaylee's Princess. Midway through that turn, field of 4 trotters at the head of the stretch. Gates picking up speed, and here they come. They're off and trotting. A Doodlebug from the inside. Fancy Prize in between horses. Sarah Hill. And then getting away 4th, Kaylee's Princess. They are in post position order. Man, they are helping me out here tonight. Off stride went the 3, Sarah Hill. Sarah Hill made a break. It is now trailing and trying to get back trotting, but has yet to do so. Up front, Doodlebug has the lead by a length and a half. Fancy Prize is 2nd, about 5 lengths back in 3rd to Kaylee's Princess. And the length of the football field back to that 4th place horse. 31 seconds to the opening quarter. And up front, it's Doodlebug with the lead. Barney Dillon trying to get a double here tonight. Doodlebug's got that lead by a length and a half. As they come here in front of the grandstands, back in 2nd, it is Fancy Prize. 2 lengths back in 3rd to Kaylee's Princess. And almost catching the field, getting there, Sarah Hill. As they go by that half in 102 and 4, 31 and 4 second panel. It's Doodlebug with the lead by a length. Roy Burns and Fancy Prize enjoy the pocket ride in 2nd. Kaylee's Princess, Case Bateson in 3rd. And about 8 lengths back in 4th to Sarah Hill and Brady Clemens. But up front, it is Christian Myers and Doodlebug opening up now by 4 lengths. Doodlebug trying to put him away past 3/4 in 1:33 and 4. Doodlebug with the lead. Fancy Prize clinging to second, trying to move up in third is Kaylee's Princess as they turn for home one final time at the 2025 Noble County Fair. It's all Doodlebug and Christian Myers to take the driving title. Fancy Prize second, Kaylee's Princess third, and Sarah Hill fourth. Time of the mile, 2:04 flat.
2:04 flat. Christian Myers with his fourth win on the card, wins 4 of 10 tonight. Great job by the young 22-year-old tonight as he guides Doodlebug to its 5th straight win. Doodlebug came into the race 20th in points in the fair championships. That'll move him up. And just, Don, you really like that horse from the beginning, Doodlebug.
Yeah, scored down really good on the track. I got to see the horse warm up, and he looked fantastic in the post parade. And I kind of alluded to that. I thought that Christian had a good chance with this one in the last race, a few races before. But Barney's done a really good job with that horse. Nice to see that. That's one of those connections. Barney doesn't have a ton of horses, and, he's got a good one there, and it's always fun when you have a good one.
Barney Dillon picks up a share of the training title for the 2-day meet here with 2 wins, both coming tonight. Also with 2 wins, Eric Nesselrode, and yesterday, Rosie Weaver picked up a couple of wins. On the driving side, Christian Myers with 4 wins, Brady Clemens with 3. Those are our top 2 drivers here at Woodsfield. So get the rundown here from Ken Terpenning as the golf cart makes its way around for the final winning picture of the meet. And Doodlebug making its way back to the winner's circle as the fans not wasting any time clearing out of the grandstands. They've been here for a long time.
3.5 hours. I mean,
not too bad for 10 races.
No, but we had a good following. I want to thank you for coming by today too, Frank. I know the office job doesn't let you get out, but I always have a lot of fun when me and you work together.
This is the best part about the job. This is the
it.
best part about the job. I love being out here, and hopefully as things quiet down a little bit more, we'll be able to get out here and do even more of these. Believe me,
that's good. Just so you know, I'm always available if you're working.
I'm looking forward to Delaware, baby. That's what I'm looking forward to. So let's go up to Ken Terpenning for the rundown.
Official winner in race 10, Doodlebug. 3-year-old bay filly by Jitterbug out of the Southwind Wrangler mare are Jenna. Barney Dillon, the winning owner and trainer from Jerusalem, Ohio. That's a training double for Barney. Christian Myers getting driving victory number 4 here this afternoon to take your 2025 Noble County Fair driving title. Congratulations, Christian. And congratulations to all the trainers that tied with 2 wins apiece. Time of the mile here for Doodlebug, 2:04 flat. 5th victory on the season, 8th career win. Congratulations, Doodlebug. Thank you once again to everybody here at the Noble.
So that'll wrap it up. Doodlebug wins our 10th race on the card. So that'll wrap it up. Don, always fun to work with you.
Appreciate that.
A wealth of knowledge and one of the best ambassadors for Ohio Fair Racing and Ohio Racing. So we appreciate it. We want to thank everybody who stuck with us through 2, not 1, but 2 ambulance delays tonight. Tomorrow, don't forget, we've got Canton at noon, Findlay at 6 p.m. So for Stephen Taylor, Don Tiger, I'm Frank Frost saying so long from the Noble County Fair in Caldwell, Ohio. Have yourself a great Tuesday night, everybody. Good night.